Welcome to Hardly Initiated. It is your host, Tyshawn Jackson, here with another episode of my co-host, Ryan Ketchens.
Let me tell you, Ty. So one thing I know for a fact is that my absolute favorite episodes are when we're talking about dating.
And not just talking about dating, but when we talking about dating with my favorite relationship coach, if y'all real initiates, y'all know who this brother is, because this is the trio right now. This is the third time here on the platform, and most importantly,
the fourth time
we need him here.
It's third. Yeah, no. It's the fourth time. We did the live. We did two.
It is the fourth.
Yes, sir.
It is the fourth. This is the cuatro. This is the cuatro
Right
here on the set. And y'all here, we are talking about the biggest mistakes that y'all are making in dating. So right up in here, stay in here, please, because y'all are about to get the ultimate dating recipe on this episode. We in here rocking with Coach Ken Canyon. Welcome back to Hardly Initiated.
Yo, I'm like an OG of Hardly Initiated.
You're right.
Yeah,
Four is the max. Four is the record for how many times somebody has been on the show.
That's a record.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's a record. That says a lot.
You know why I like that? Because y'all keep getting bigger and bigger every week. And y'all still rocking with me. So that's what's up.
Listen, what you're saying is absolute fact. I mean, me and Tyshawn, we cannot go anywhere public without wonderful men and women both coming up and approaching us saying how much they love the platform, how much it helped them. So guys, we are truly getting transformations.
No, yeah,
It's exciting.
It really is happening. And see, me, I'm not even the type of guy that goes out a whole lot.
Right.
So it's always shocks me when I go out. It's just like you could tell people just staring, and the people that actually bold enough to approach, it's just very affirming with the things that they telling us that's they're experiencing in their personal lives and group chats.
I get that too.
Oh, I already know you get it.
That's why we keep bringing you back.
I already know.
I mean, real talk though. This is the most humble I'm gonna be. I am just humble because people's lives are changing.
Oh yeah.
It.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the rest of the stuff I get to do. I get to do this work. Not that I always tell people I get to do it, and that in and of itself is a blessing. And so that's probably I'm just happy to be with you guys. And then people they might like me for the first couple of minutes. After that, let's get this shit started.
Listen, it's truly Hardly Initiated. And guys, we got something very special for you guys. So this is the first day, the first live ever that we are going to reveal our new live blind dating segment, Hardly in Love.
It's not really blind. Is it blind dating?
They never met each other before.
That is blind dating.
Facts.
That is blind dating. It is a blind dating segment, y'all. So it's going down here today, Hardly in Love. So y'all stay tuned because we're going to bring it in a little bit later. And it's so relevant, right? Because we talk about the biggest mistakes people making. So we're going to actually see and get an idea of how people dating here in real life. Right. So we're going to have a fun time today on Hardly Initiated. So we had to bring in and import one of our coaches to help us moderate the first ever rendition of Hardly in Love. All right. You excited about that, Coach?
I'm super excited because this is different.
It's different. It's different.
Yo, let's go.
Look, we got some beautiful contestants. They ready. It's really gonna go down. We prepped them. They're gonna have their sound. They're gonna be looking great. They ready for a date. We told them. None of that raggedy stuff. You got to be date ready. So both the gentleman and the young lady that we got going to be amazing. So I'm going to get into the announcements.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to make this quick, guys. So if you already see we got the new logos out. The new badges is out. I see a lot of people joining. You starting off with the white badge. That's the white belt. Of course, the more you stay with us as a member, the more badges and opportunities that you're going to get with us. And also, we are getting ready to drop some custom emojis and some more custom sounds too. So look out for that. Now, this is the thing, guys. All super chats are very much appreciated. And any super chat at or above $10, we will personally give you a shout out and actually read that chat. Hopefully it's the question specifically for Ken about dating, but we will read that, highlight it on the screen live on this episode. Guys, we are very close. We're this close. So watch out for Monday because I'm going to give you guys an update on exactly where we at with the funding for getting the studio sound treated. So that way we can, Ken can move around, jump around, and you're going to hear him. He's going to come in crystal clear. Shout out to everybody, by the way, who have forgoed the super chats and say, you know what? I'm going to just give whatever's on my heart via Cash App or PayPal. And because those have been going crazy. And those have been really, really shooting us to our goals. So we most certainly appreciate that. Now, guys, I want you to do me a favor real quick. Go ahead and hit that like button. The algorithm is not even made for discoverability, guys. Like the live episodes is solely to build community. But if you hit that like button, YouTube is going to be forced to share that with as many people as possible. And the last thing, I'm going to drop this link in here. I'm going to drop the link for anybody who is interested in joining the initiated Harley and Love blind dating segment. So if you want to come join us on live, potentially find you that perfect match to go out on a date that Harley initiated will sponsor, by the way.
Yep.
Go ahead and fill out that link, and we're going to make sure to reach out to you.
Yes. So before we actually get into the mistakes that's being made, let's start from the genesis of it all, right? Let's start with the purpose of dating, right? Let's go to the purpose, because I don't know if people are really even dating with the right intention, with the right purpose. And that might even be leading to a lot of the mistakes that follows if you don't understand what you're really doing. So first of all, how would you even define what the purpose of dating is, Ken?
Very good question. So I think if we start here, a lot of people, let's look at what dating isn't. You know, people think dating is, to go out to eat, have fun, make me feel good about what we're doing, to all of those things, have sex, so we kicking it. We having fun, but dating, the process of dating is not about any of that. And so the reason I've been successful at helping people date is because I said, let's reframe how we look at dating. Dating in and of itself is the process, should be the process of collecting data. Okay. What is data? I'm trying, because at the end of the day, we get enamored by who this person is, enamored by how the person makes me feel. Ooh, they make my liver quiver. Ooh, and especially if you introduce sex, right? But the problem is they don't collect the necessary data to determine if we're in alignment. See, dating's sole purpose should be to determine if we're in alignment. And what I've done is I got a surefire system, to help you stop picking the wrong people. Because when you approach dating from that perspective, and before the night's over, I'm going to break down, as I always do, I'm going to break down how the brain sees it, how the mind sees it, the subconscious programming, all of that, so that a fifth grader could understand it. But the purpose of dating is not any of those other things. It's not to make me feel good about a person. It is the sole purpose of dating should be to collect enough data to determine if that person is in alignment with me. Other than that, I'm just out here just kicking it, wasting time.
So to be honest, I think that's where a lot of people is. I was actually talking to a young lady today in a coffee shop about dating, and that's exactly what she said. She was like, Ty, people just put too much pressure on dating. All you're supposed to be doing is just relaxing, having a good time, and just having fun. It's like no pressure. Like take all of that extra stuff off. And I'm like, that's partially true.
That's partially true.
It's partially true, but I think if you just make it this fun thing,
right,
and you lose the intention behind it,
right,
it's no longer about, you're not intentional about what you ask them, what you're actually trying to know. And I brought that up to her. The first thing she said was, yeah, but you're not supposed to make it feel like an interrogation. You're not supposed to make it feel like an interview. So how do you respond to somebody?
That is so good. I'm good. Boy, we starting off good. Because, okay, before the night's over, and I'm prefacing, y'all need to hang on, because I'm going to teach y'all how to date. And I'm going to teach you what to say and all of that. But she's right. What she's talking about is people, first off, you use the term intentional dating. I hear people use that term. Well, intentional dating let me tell you what it is. A lot of people think intentional dating is the date to get in a relationship, the date to find a mate. Now, that's incorrect. Intentional dating is dating to find out if Ryan or Tyshawn is in alignment with me. That's intentional dating. We got it all twisted, man. We got it all wrong. And so they're right when they say dating, it shouldn't be so much pressure. Yes, because when I'm collecting data, I remove the pressure, because my first objective, I tell people the reason I'm successful is, all right, let me determine if I like you. That's the first thing. The second thing is part of me liking you, then I can determine, I begin collecting data from you, but not interrogating you. Because if I feel like you're interrogating me, then I'm not going to like that. Just like any man. A man, and this is the part about people don't think. Men commit to women not based on what they do for them. Men commit to women based on who they are to them. Okay? So, what do I mean?
Run that back just in case for the people that missed that.
For the people in the back.
For the people in the back.
Men don't commit to women based on what they do for them. Because what women think, a lot of times they think, okay, I'm gonna watch his kids. I'm gonna give him as much sex as he wants. I'm gonna give him head in the car. I'm gonna do all of these things for him, and then he gonna pick somebody else. And they're like, what happened? I did all that I could to show him my value. Well, men don't determine value like that. Men determine value who you represent in his life, who you are to him, right? And then if you're the one who makes me want to be a better man, I want to be with you. That's different. Think about it. All the women y'all done had some of the best sex in the world.
Yeah.
Best sex in the world. Best head in the world. But you ain't gonna get with them. You ain't gonna commit to them.
Nah, those the specialists. Those the specialists. You call them over when you meet the head doctor. You look up head doctor in the phone. When you need somebody to clean the spot, you look up deep clean in the phone.
Look what you just said.
Not me.
No.
The other guys. I'm out of this. I'm out of this.
No, what you just said was, I need y'all to hear this. What you just said is what I teach people. In your Rolodex, head doctor, house cleaner, all of those represents the personal brand of the person that you're calling. See, a personal brand is nothing more than a mental imprint that we have about people, a person, place, a thing. A personal brand is who you are, what you do, and what makes you different. Okay? And so if your personal brand is the pussy delivery girl, I'm gonna call you at 10 o'clock. Well, in my Rolodex, when I think about you, you the pussy delivery girl. Or is your brand the woman with standards, the woman who helps me, who makes me want to be better? That's your brand. And so I always tell people, listen, you've got to control the narrative of your personal brand. That is the reason why every video I put out is strategic. Everything y'all do, every thumbnail, that's why I like y'all. Every thumbnail y'all put out is strategic because you're building a corporate brand, but each of you have personal brands too, okay? But once they understand when I'm dealing with a man or a woman, I have a brand and I have to protect that brand and have to build that brand in a very specific way to get the outcome I want. Why do we spend more for red bottoms? Why do women spend more? Because they believe the brand is better than Walmart shoes. And they probably coming out the same line. And all it is the perception of the value that brand offers.
Now let me ask you this, Ken, because I think that's some game. That branding is highly essential in the dating, right? Now, my question for you is, when does the branding start? Does it start when the young lady or the man meets the other person? Does it start, after the first date? When do you initiate the beginnings of how that person perceives you?
The first contact.
Okay.
The brand starts when you looked at my social media.
Facts.
The brand started when we picked up the phone and called each other, when we text each other. Everything creates a perception in your mind. The way you communicate, your aesthetics of your page, the aesthetics of the way you dress, the aesthetics of, or the volume of your tone of voice. All of that is a collective in determining what the personal brand is.
Man, that's such a. And see, I think you said something too. I don't want to speed past because it's so important. Because we was talking about the purpose of dating. That's how we got here in the first place.
Right.
And you talked about the purpose of dating is to get the data so we can make sure we are in alignment.
Yes.
Now talk about this, because I would make a strong theory that most folks don't even know what they align with.
They don't.
So how do you even date to find alignment if you're not even in tune with yourself? So like, is that even realistically possible for somebody that's in that place?
That's why they make mistakes, because they don't know. So part of my dating process, I have a 3-step dating process. I have this thing called the 2C methodology. First we collect, then we connect. Collect data, then we determine if we should connect with the person, right? So, but and part of this methodology that I've created, reason it's so successful, is because part of it is the first part is I tell them, first thing we got to do is you got to tell me what it is you want. Because a lot of people think they know what they want. So I said, all right, what we got to do is we're going to write down 20 things you think you want in a relationship, 20, maybe 20 attributes, or maybe things you want. And then I look at it, and then I look at it, I said, this is what you think you want? Then I say, tell me why you want that. Why do you want a man to make figures? Why do you think you want a man? And so they try to explain it by the house, and I want a bigger house. I said, well, why do you want a bigger house? Why is that important? Well, why do you want 3 cars? So what I'm doing is I'm going so deep into their subconscious programming, I'm actually helping them understand why they think the way that they do. And so when you don't understand why you think the way that you do, you're going to be just spouting off shit that makes no sense because you heard it somewhere. Because you heard it somewhere that he should make over 6 figures, or we should drive this car, or we should do this. And then when you get the thing you think you want, in 6 months, you're divorced because you don't really know you. You don't know what makes you happy. So I break it down. And when I break it down, those 20, we reduce it to 15. Then we reduce it to 10. And then we reduce it to 5 things that you must have. And you know why you must have them. And all of a sudden, this person becomes so in tune with who they are, they absolutely know when I'm interacting with you what alignment represents. They know. But
So they really got to dig deep.
they got to dig extra deep. They got to dig extra deep. And most people, one of the mistakes of dating, the name of the show, is most people don't want to dig that deep. They don't want to dig that deep. You know why digging that deep? Why people don't want to dig that deep? Because you're forced to look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
The mirror work, and you know, in psychology and healing work, people call it the mirror work. See, the mirror work, when you really look at yourself, guys, this is what I did. When I looked at myself and realized years ago that I was a man of no integrity, that, you know, at some point, and then that's when I had this epiphany that my purpose had to be more important than pussy. And so when I got to that point, I began becoming the man who my children would say, I'm proud of you. I want my husband to be like you. Who my wife would say, I ain't worried about when my husband go nowhere because he ain't out here cheating. Who the people in the community, the reason I can be a relationship coach, because ain't nobody in my DM and ain't nobody DMing my wife saying that I fucked them.
That's good.
And so now I had to become the man who could have the things that I desire. And a lot of people don't want to become the person that can get what they want. They want to be a lesser version of themselves, but they want the things that require a better version of themselves, and they never get it.
That's most people, I would say.
I would agree.
Now, one of the things that we have to talk about, because it's just a fact of life right now in dating in 2023 and beyond, is casual dating.
Okay.
Now, before I get into whether you think casual dating,
Look at that. Put the camera on that face.
before I get into whether casual dating is healthy or unhealthy,
right?
Could you just give me your definition of casual dating?
Define that, man.
I mean, I think casual dating is just a slick way to say we're gonna smash with no commitment.
That's exactly what it is.
It's just a slick way of saying, you know what, we're gonna smash when we see each other, but ain't gonna be no commitment. That's what casual dating is. All we did was we put another name to it. We made it, and the reason we put a name to it is we made it acceptable. And so when we put the name casual dating to it, it becomes acceptable.
It's less formal.
Yes. And so now I facilitate an environment where our relationship is less formal. Now we can smash and we good. We can smash and I'd be like, and I'm like, yo, told you what it was. I wasn't looking for no relationship. Okay. And then even though you're looking for one, you go along to get along because many women think that I can convince him to be in a committed relationship. I can change him. You know what? I can show him my value. And I said, you're going about it all wrong. I said, if you want to show a man your value, if you want to show him your value, you don't try to convince him of anything. What you do is you say, just like my wife told me one time, if by now you don't see my worth, there is nothing else I can do. And I'm walking away. And one of the mistakes in dating, when we were talking about mistakes, I wrote down a whole list. Listen, I normally don't take notes when I come on shows, but because I'm the OG of Harley initiated.
Facts,
You got
And
to.
tonight, with the first night, we're gonna do the dating joint.
We got
I
to.
took notes. All right. But one of the things I don't even have to look at them. You know why? Because I already know. One of the things is one of the mistakes people make is they're not willing to walk away. My father told me something years ago, and I've taken this with me. He said this. He said, "Son, if you are not willing to walk away from anything, anyone, or anything, that thing will always control you." He said, "You don't have to walk away, but you have to be willing to."
Mm.
Because if you're not willing to, that thing will control you, will ultimately control you. And I thought it, and I was like, wow, that is so profound.
It is.
Now,
You know-
Ken, this is what I'm thinking, because typically when we talk about casual dating,
Yes.
it's typically from the male's perspective.
Sure.
The male wanting casual dating.
Okay.
But what I'm finding now from communicating to women and also from being in the date market myself, that more and more women I'm coming to realize are open to casual dating. Now, what do you
Or
think?
would even tell you that that's what they want.
That's what I mean.
Like, yo.
So they're the aggressor or the more assertive one. Hey, I only am looking to have fun. I'm not looking for any type of commitment and so forth. So in general, okay. And I hope this don't get you in trouble. But what do you think about the woman who says she initiates the idea or the status of potentially just casually dating? What kind of mental mindset?
But that, you know what though? Okay, so that's a very good question. So I say what it's all about is you have to be honest with yourself. And honesty, and part of honesty is this, is if they have said, you know what, this is where I am in my life. If casual dating is what gives me emotional fulfillment, then fine. But I say it's deeper than that. It's not. Y'all, let me go deep, as I always do. If somebody is casually dating, they have the right to, okay? But they're looking for something. Think about it, y'all. People are either motivated towards pleasure or away from pain, okay? That's why we do what we do. All right, fair enough? Now, everything a person does, they feel like it gives them emotional fulfillment. If I'm doing something, it's either giving me emotional fulfillment or keeping me away from pain. Now, if they're dating multiple people, they feel like it's giving them some type of emotional fulfillment. Now, what might that be? What might that be? You tell me. You help me figure this one out.
So what might the emotional fulfillment be of casual sex?
What? Yes.
I think what it could do is it could be, is it satisfying loneliness?
It could be satisfying loneliness.
Mm.
What else could it be? It could be if you desire me, where I grew up in an environment where I didn't get love. But every time I lay with you, you show me the love that I didn't get from somewhere else. Okay. Now, from home. So what you got to understand is, I'm not saying it's that. It could be that. It could be validation. It could be affirmation. All of these things contribute to whatever I do.
Low self-worth.
Right.
Because I believe I should sleep with multiple people. And then some people might say, you know what? I just want to do it because it's my body. I can do it. Well, that's something deep in there.
That's something very deep.
Because self-liberation. I feel like my whole objective is not to let anyone control me. That's still deeper than sex, ain't
rebellion.
It's the rebellious. I will not let you control me. I am in control of my own life, so I can do what the hell I want to do with my body. All of it comes from something. And what that something is that's what we find out on our healing journey. So I'm not saying you don't do it. Do what you feel until what you feel is not good. Notice what I just said. Until what you're feeling is detrimental to your mental and emotional well-being.
Honestly, that could be after the first
time.
But see, you won't even know it, because if you've morphed yourself to have this belief system around it, you won't even be able to evaluate that this is detrimental through your lens, because
until
to
later
you,
on.
This is liberated. And see, that's the dangerous thing about it.
Right. Until later on. And then what will happen is you will believe. The thing about it is you'll wake up one day and say, I don't like what I'm doing. I don't like my life. I don't like it. And then at that point, hopefully you'll go on your healing journey, but you're realizing that I'm not getting the self-worth. I'm not getting the validation that I once thought I would get. And it becomes, and a lot of them come to me at 40, 45. And so what I try to tell people is, let's go back. We can't, listen to me carefully. We cannot undo what we've done. We can't unsee what we've seen. We cannot unhear what we've heard. But what we can do is recondition our mind around it. We can change the meaning of it. There's a book I tell my students about called Man's Search for Meaning, where Viktor Frankl was a Holocaust survivor. And in Man's Search for Meaning, he used to wonder, all of the people around me are dying, my friends are dying, family. But he said, one day he asked himself the question, maybe there's a different meaning behind all of this. What if I could take my experience and help other people live as a result of this, of me living?
Wow.
And so he changed the meaning. And so what I help people do is change the meaning of what happened to them. I went bankrupt years ago. And I remember, man, I blamed everybody. I blamed God. I blamed my ex-partners. I blamed everybody. And I remember the feds came and got everything, my computer, everything. They came and got, I remember I stole a computer. Because, I stole a computer on the desk. We had all this in the office, and I would never forget it. And I said, the reason I stole it is because I said, one day I'm going to rebuild it. I'm going to need a computer to rebuild. And maybe the stealing wasn't right, but the concept I felt was right. But for 4 weeks, I stayed in my house with the windows drawn, saying, God, how did I get here? How many of you out there are saying, how did I get here? He hurt me. How did I get divorced? I never saw myself get divorced. I thought I'd be better off than this. But it wasn't until one day I realized, what if I'm looking at this wrong? I didn't know what it was at the time. Now that I've studied so much psychology, I have so many books and all this stuff, I understand the term is called reframing. And I reframed that, you know what? I learned how to be in business. I learned I learned what not to do. I learned you need to have a contract. I learned all of these things. And because of that, I haven't worked for anybody else in 28 years. So I say it was one of the best things that ever happened to me because I reframed the meaning. And that's what people need to do once they get there. But we're afraid to look at ourselves and determine what something means to us.
I like that. I think that's relevant for both men and women when it comes to the reason why you casual dating, because as much, and I was used to be the person that's like, yo, it's just sex. But when you really think about it, even the most beautiful woman, well, maybe not the most beautiful woman, but you get a very attractive woman come up to you out of the blue, and she's just like, I want to have sex. If the emotion is stripped out of it, that woman is no longer as attractive, right?
True, I agree.
And it's because you're not just looking for sex. Even as a male, you're looking for the emotional attachment with it. You're looking for that emotional experience as well, but not willing to accept the responsibility that comes along with it.
Okay.
So you may that's really what it is. I like that. It's like you really want to experience the emotion, but only for as long as you want it. You don't want to deal with any of the pushback or the responsibility from it. So I think both men and women, even if they are participating in casual sex, you really want more than just sex.
That's pretty profound what you said. You want the feeling and the sex without the responsibility of what it does, what it causes.
Yes.
Okay, the outcomes of it. That's pretty profound.
Even when men talk about dealing with prostitutes, they talk about the passport bros. They go experience the prostitutes. They always talk about how good the prostitute treats them, how they cook for them, how they spend time with them, how was the best weekend. All that is emotions. It's not, they're just not going out there for sex.
Right.
They're going out there to get the girlfriend or wife experience, but only as long as they want it.
That's pretty powerful, man.
Yeah,
no, that is really
that's
true.
pretty powerful.
But now that's the reality situation is when you stop wanting it, that other person ain't stopped with you, and that's where it becomes so dangerous because now you just got misalignment.
Yeah,
and you got people that's wanting different things, and essentially we actually came up with this on one of the previous shows. Casual sex is essentially becoming just really human masturbation. Is really what it is when you consider what's really going on with casual sex and what it's really reduced to, or how it reduces the sexual experience. But what I actually want to do with you, matter of fact, we're about to, at this 30-minute mark now. So we probably can go ahead, the Facebook family, we're going to have to go ahead and let y'all go. Come on over and join us on YouTube. We dropped the first 30 minutes on Facebook. We're going to let y'all go ahead and come over and join us because y'all want to see this Harley and Love segment coming. And y'all want to know what we got coming too, because y'all going to actually be able to see me, Ken, the team. Y'all going to actually be able to see us in person out here soon. I ain't going to get too far in detail. We're going to talk about this a little bit later. But shout out to my ATLians. We're going to do fun. We're going to do something real fun that we're going to talk about a little bit later. But I actually want to get now into and transition into that list. Bro, he bought a notebook.
These mistakes.
I never seen kids bring a notebook in the studio. So I know if the hot fire coming off his mind is crazy, what he done wrote down is off the chain.
Yes.
Because we talk about these mistakes.
Shout out to BJ real quick for getting us started with the super chat. Shout out to K-Ann. She
BJ.
said, welcome back, Coach Ken. So Ken, K-Ann loves you. We do
Thank
too.
you.
Shout out to Lydia. She says, good night, guys. Looking to another great show. And don't worry, guys. We've been doing a lot of work. Y'all are going to get that link. We're absolutely going to send out that exclusive link only for our members for 8 p.m. tomorrow. And if we got to do something else, then we're going to do something else. But 8 p.m. tomorrow, we are going to send out that link. Just be prepared for it, okay?
Yes, yes, yes. So let's get into these mistakes, these biggest dating mistakes that we see folks out here in these streets making. And I know if Ken say it, it's really going down out here, y'all. So let's talk about this. Ken, break it down for us.
So what I did was, I've done a live on this before. I even brought my readers, y'all. But I did a live on this before about mistakes, people make. So I narrowed it down to 6 mistakes. There are mistakes men make, women make, we all make. So I got like 20 of them.
We making the same mistakes for the most part?
A lot of them, but some of them are different.
Okay.
Right? So what we're gonna do is let's break down a couple of them.
Let's do that.
A couple of them. So what I did was, I was like, so with all the coaching that I've done, I was like, okay, what are some of the biggest mistakes? Number one, not communicating effectively. Okay. Why is that a mistake? Because what happens to people is, think about it. Most of us have never been taught to communicate well. I always say, okay, test for you guys. Here's number one. Have you ever, either one of you, wanted to say something to someone and you didn't either say it because you didn't know what to say, or you didn't say it because you were afraid or apprehensive about how they would feel about what you have to say?
Yeah, that happens.
Absolutely.
Okay, then you're a poor communicator. I always tell people, look, sorry for the setup. Y'all look better than most. Because what I always tell people, just because you know how to say it doesn't mean that you know how to communicate. And the biggest mistake is a lot of people start with lack of communication. You're feeling something about me because I didn't open your door. Well, I didn't know to open your door. What you do is you just say, well, all right, he didn't open my door. I'm going to write his ass a red flag. He's gone. Okay. Well, you never communicated what it was you were trying to get across or what I needed to know. That's lack of communication. The other thing is miscommunication. So you might say it, but you ever seen somebody who speaks around something and they want you to figure out what they're thinking?
All the time.
All the time, right? That is what we call miscommunication. And so they want you to think about it. How many times has somebody been punished because they didn't know what you were thinking? All right. And what it is he should know I'm upset. My wife years ago, he should know I'm upset. We've been together a long time. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know. So when I want to go get some that night, she don't want to give me none. So I'm being punished because she didn't communicate. So that's one of the reasons. The second reason is when we're dating is this. People are out here looking for the perfect person. They're looking for perfection, y'all. When I tell people he's got to have this, this, and this, and I always say this, which leads me to number 3. I say people, when dating, people hold people to a higher standard than they're willing to hold themselves to.
That's a big one.
So,
damn hypocrite.
That's
you guys work out, right?
Yeah.
I know so somebody might say, I want a buff guy. I want a guy that works out to eat right. Well, do you work out and eat right?
Right.
No, I don't work out and eat right. Well, then I say, well, then wait a minute. Are you aligned energetically then? Are you aligned? You may want the things I always tell people, you will never attract what you want. You attract who you are. And so it has to be a part of you. I come in here and these guys got fruit. I love it because that's who they are. All right. And so the question is we're willing to hold somebody. We want somebody to make 6 figures, but we don't make 6 figures. We want to hold people to a higher standard than we're willing to hold ourselves to. And that's modern dating. I got 2 more I'm gonna give you, and then not number 4 is not having an open mind. Listen, I always tell people, first thing you got to do, if you want to have a great relationship, you want to be happy, healthy, ditch the damn list. You know how people, they say, you checked all the boxes. Oh, he hot, he fine. Or she checks all the boxes. She fine, she got a fat ass, small waist, she do this and that. And then I said, well, wait a minute. I said, you check these boxes because you believe that the thing you just checked, 6 figure, small waist, all of these things, because they're going to make you happy. You didn't check it because you were going to think you didn't think it was going to make you happy. You thought, if I get a woman with a fat ass and a small waist, it's going to make me happy. All right? Only to find out that the small waist and the fat ass loses its aesthetic value 8 months in, when you seen her breath stinking, when you seen her sick and everything else, the ugly part of the relationship. And when you see, what if, and the woman says she want a guy to make 6 figures. I said, well, what if he loses his job? What if something happens? Y'all, we got this shit twisted. And so that's why I begin to say my methodology is let me focus on alignment. Let me focus on, because at the end of the day, when me and my wife, we've grown old together. Although I still look good, I don't look like I did when I was 20-something. When I get 70, I won't look like I do now. But love is deeper than it was. All right. When we get into bed at night, it's my favorite time of the night. When she snuggle up behind me, we laughing about stupid stuff, just dumb shit. But that's what it's about. She knows I'm not perfect. I know that she's not perfect. But at the end of the day, we perfect each other.
So I want to ask you some things there in that regard, because I think that's a really big one. Have an open mind.
Yes.
What are some common things on the list? Because you said one, okay? Because for example, we know money is one.
Right.
We know we typically want, and I hear men and women have that kind of preference.
Yes.
They typically want somebody making some level of income.
Right.
And sometimes it's really out of this world. Don't make no damn sense.
Right.
But generally, what's some other common things that you think that people are usually not open to that they probably should? Some dangerous things that's probably on people's lists.
Well, finances is one. I just want to address something. Tyler Perry did an interview. Y'all know it went viral.
Yeah, I seen that.
Tyler Perry said that if he can pay the light bill, then a woman should be okay with it. If she was okay with that, then they need to be okay. That statement was taken so far out of context as it pertains to the whole interview. What he was basically saying was, you find people that you can be in alignment with. He said, there are women out here making way more money than men. Okay? But she's like, if she's okay with that, and he brings everything else to the table that you want, and you're okay with it, stop looking at everybody else and look at that. Well, he got to do this, he got to do that. Y'all, we're so focused on things, on superficial things that really don't matter. That really in the long run are not going to matter. You asked me the question, what other things are people focused on? One of the things obviously is, if you're younger, it's physical attractiveness, which is cool. You got to be attracted to a person. I believe that.
Right.
But attractiveness is not the same to every person. And so a lot of us are looking at other people to determine what should be attractive to us. You see what I'm saying? And so I like plus size women. My wife was a plus size woman. I do. Some men don't. Some women, but what we do is we think that because somebody else likes something, somebody else finds that desirable, then that thing is what I should find desirable. No, it's twisted. It's twisted. And so I think when you get into things like finances, when you get into roles, what they call gender roles. Gender roles where, the man's got to do this, and this. I think we get skewed by gender roles. I said, man, when something comes in my house, if the table got to be put together, my wife put it together. I'm not good with like, I must have missed building blocks. We don't have, there are certain things we don't do. You know, yeah, do I take out the trash and I do all of that? Yes. But when it comes to that, in our household, I clean up the kitchen, but I don't clean the bathroom. I don't like cleaning the bathroom. I clean the kitchen every day. But that's our roles. That's what works for us, you know? And so what people have to do, stop defining themselves and their relationships through other people's lenses.
Let me ask you this right here, because I think this is another important one, and I'm really curious to hear your perspective on this one. I know on people's lists, especially, you know, we got a large audience of Black women.
Yeah.
One something that's very important to them is they say, I would only want to date a Black man.
Okay.
Is that something that you think that they should be more open to? Is that something that you think is probably something that's like that could be a detriment on your list?
I think that's a very good question. I think there are things on people's list that are deal breakers. And deal breakers, people use that term, but I think that's a good term because it defines a standard, my self-imposed standard that I will not deviate from. And so if that's a self-imposed standard that you won't deviate from, then that's okay. Because both of you have self-imposed standards that you won't deviate from. Okay. And so if that is it, but you have to ask yourself why. This is where I get into why. Well, tell me why you won't date a person of another color. If this man is everything that you've wanted, why?
I don't want to try to teach him my culture. I don't want to have him teach him what the music I like, or
I don't want to take him to the barbecue
places. Yeah, like I don't want to teach him the dances. I don't want to teach him none of that. I just want to kind of have a Black man that understands my struggle, my culture, and everything else that just comes with being a Black woman.
And so I would say, okay, if this white man is willing to learn your culture, he's willing to be a part of your culture, go to the cookout. He wants to understand things about you and who you are. And he wants to give you every emotional need, meet every emotional need that you have. Is that not viable?
Wait, drop that poll right now in the chat.
Gotcha.
I want to get that. And first off, while we putting this poll here together for y'all, because I really want to hear the thoughts of my women in here, specifically this one. As a matter of fact, we'll put outside your race. So I want anybody in here, I want to see how willing they are to going about dating outside of their race, assuming this is the right person. But in the meantime, guys, what I need y'all to do, because we already got over 600 people in here and we only got 200 likes. Go ahead, get us to 300 likes real quick. That's light. I need that thumbs up button.
Get us to 300.
Get us to 300 likes real quick.
500.
Get us to, he's saying 500 real quick.
500 likes.
Give it up. Hey, look, Coach Kid has spoke.
500 likes.
Get us to 500 likes real quick.
We can do it as a team.
Hit them thumbs up buttons right now collectively so we could get this out. And listen, we still about to go. We just getting warmed up. You can also share this to one of your girls, to one of your homeboys that y'all know always having them damn dating stories where they ain't doing it right. It ain't going well. So you know somebody that needs to watch this video and be sitting in this conversation here with us, all right? Consider it free therapy, free game, but hit that like button for us and get it going right. But that's one just personally, Coach Ken, that I hear, and honestly, I'm gonna be real. It's one of mine.
Okay.
Like that's just important to me.
So let me ask you a question. You're an intelligent Black man who knows what he wants, okay? And you go after it every day. So let me ask you, and let's say you weren't in a relationship. Hypothetically, you weren't in a relationship, and then you met someone of another culture who intellectual like you, all of the things, and you have drilled down to what you need. You know who you are, you know the type of relationship you want. Okay. And this person, the only thing that they don't have is they're not of the same ethnic group as you. But what they're willing to do is they're willing to find out, search, become intertwined in your world, to find out who you are and what your culture is, if you're willing to teach them.
I still don't think I'm open to, you know what? My family, by the way, my mom's side is Panamanian. My biological father is Puerto Rican.
Okay.
I'll date a Spanish woman.
Okay.
I'll be open to it. I see the culture connect is there. I was bumping salsa music in the car this morning.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the thing about it is,
Tyshawn like the Latinas. He likes the Latinas.
Yeah, I'll be open. Okay. I'll be open there. but that's about as far out of my range as I'm typically willing to deviate. And I'm stubborn with it. And I understand that it might be somebody in that regard, but I'm very stubborn.
But then that is a deal breaker for you. That's a self-imposed limitation. I mean, a self-imposed standard that I have. And then you're very clear about that. And so there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you are clear about what that is, then that's what that is. That's what that is.
Okay, the ladies, they coming in. Y'all, hey, y'all bring the heat on.
Poll just dropped, by the way.
Don't lie on this poll, y'all. It's unanimous. You have no anonymous. I say unanimous. It's anonymous. So y'all ain't got no reason to lie. We not gonna know what button you press. We not gonna judge you. Just keep it real. We want to get an idea of what's going on.
We already 1 minute in, got 100 votes so far, so it's only been 1 minute. Wow. Guys, are you willing? Poll just dropped. Are you willing to date outside of your race? I got 4 options on here. I got yes, I may in the future. Yes, I already have. No, never. No, but I may be open to changing my mind.
And if you're watching on a pre-record, drop your answer in the comments, by the way, because I want to even know if you're not watching it live. I really want to understand this here because this is one of the larger ones that we see. And while we coming back to it, just give me one more. I know we hit money, we hit finances, attractiveness, race, which I think is really important. Just give me one more self-imposed limitation that people typically have on a list before we go to the next thing here.
And then physical body. I mean, physical body. You know, people say, I get this all the time. I ain't dating no man who's short.
Yeah.
I did a live and I literally had to fight some people. And not fight, you know. We were sparring back and forth. I was like, if this man had everything that you want, everything, wanted to meet every need, he loved your dirty bathwater. And I said, because he was under 6 feet, if he was short, what? Then someone was like, no, I just want. And then I realized this. I said it was a deal breaker for them, a self-imposed standard that they imposed upon themselves. And so, fine. If that's what that is, if you're that adamant about it, then I understand it. But yes, physical attributes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big one. I'm curious. I know you talked about how society and kind of what we see online can affect how you think, but I'm just very curious. How much, like when it comes to physical attractiveness, how much do you think, if you had to put a percentage on it, how much do you think societal standards impact the way a man might find a woman levels of attractiveness and vice versa?
I think it's, I think, why you think Instagram, everybody on there showing their ass? I mean, I think it's very prevalent, man, especially with men. I mean, men are stimulated by their senses, what they see, what they touch, what they feel, what they smell. So that stimuli, and a lot of women know it because they put it out there to be stimulated. But then they don't like the energy that comes back to them, this energy of you're marginalizing me, yet your brand is putting out and promoting and marketing this thing that leads to marginalization.
So that's why I asked that, because what we have, guys especially.
Yes.
We love that when we find a woman that we're interested in, whether casual or otherwise, long term, it don't matter. We love to show that woman to the homies.
Of course.
You show the Instagram profile, a photo she sent you, whatever the situation is.
Right.
Now, I've personally seen men extremely excited about showing off their new honey.
Okay.
They show it to the fellas, and the fellas is like, "Oh, she's trash. Oh, she's a 6. Oh, she's chunky. Oh, she got a fupa." Guys say all, and I've seen the light just dim right in front of my eyes with those guys, right? And all of a sudden, that same moment that they were very excited about, they no longer, at least in that specific instance, express, continue to be fond of her. So is that wrong? Is it wrong for a guy to want the homies, the fellas, the kings he hang around, for his woman to be as attractive to them as she is to him?
So as I often do, I will ask a question to answer a question.
The Socratic approach.
The Socratic approach.
Okay.
If you get married to a woman you love,
Mhm.
and your homies don't think she's attractive, do you divorce her?
I mean, you already married, no?
Okay, but okay, because
That's a good
it's
question.
but
Go back to dating. Go back to
because-
dating.
Because it's dating.
Go back
It's
to
in
dating.
dating.
Okay,
It's
okay.
before you even start to
I
invest.
wanted to start there. You know why? Because what we're looking at here is somebody who needs validation.
Yep.
So it's not but what I always do is go back to the root of this. The root cause is if your feelings change because somebody else doesn't like it, it means that this thing that I desire, this woman that I desire, I need the validation of others. And I have to be honest with that. A lot of us don't want to be honest with that, but I need the validation of others for me to move forward. And if I'm telling the truth about it, that validation means a lot to me. So when you get in a situation like that, I say that is somebody who, number one, they need to do some inner work. Number two, they're not confident in themselves.
Now, I would say this. I think it is your tribe. You are supposed to be vetted. You know, your person's supposed to be vetted by your tribe, right? Like, for example, and I guess it's who giving the feedback. Because, for example, I think if a woman has a family that she's introducing her person to, and they not really, they not really for this guy, then I think that's something to be highly considered. Now, I guess if you isolate the vanity, right, of what they're saying, I think that does change it. But I don't know if just saying validation is not good. Don't take anybody else's stuff. If they're your close friends, your real people.
He said the homies.
No, I mean, it's the friends. I mean, not the group me. Not the group me, but your friends. So if I
like your best homies, your best homies.
Right.
But hold on, Tyshawn, think about this. I'm judging how I feel about this woman based on their assessment of her aesthetics.
Right.
Not who she is as a person.
Their
aesthetics, I liked it.
Right.
I liked it enough to show y'all ass.
I get that.
Now, I like it. And now all of a sudden, because y'all don't like it, oh snap, then that's validation.
Yeah.
It's not who she is. All right. Because I like the aesthetics when I showed her to you. Now you don't like the aesthetics, and now my emotions waned. Well, what is that? I needed your validation.
Yeah. No, and I will say aesthetics is that's vain. That's superficial.
I mean, but he said, I liked it. I liked the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Until I didn't. Until my homies didn't like it. Now I don't like it.
Till he ate from the tree of knowledge.
I think that happens. I think that happens a lot. Yeah. I think that happens a lot.
Yeah, more than we want to. I mean, because we want to be accepted. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. You want to feel like the man, like you want to feel real proud about.
When you take your lady out, you want other guys to be like, yo, she's nice. Like you want to feel like, yo, you got the prize.
No. I understand that, but I understand that everybody ain't gonna think my wife is attractive.
That's facts.
I don't give a shit.
That's facts.
I mean, so what I'm saying is, I'm saying is if my emotions, my feeling about something changes based on your feeling about that thing, then all of a sudden I have to look at myself.
And I don't think just men do that, because I don't want to do. I know the women. I know the ladies do that.
Oh, he ugly.
Yeah. Girl, why his ears so big?
Yeah. And then you get the woman who says, I like his big ears. I like his big ears.
And don't let him be short.
And then she's like, I like his short, but he long elsewhere. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm saying she could be like, but what she's saying is my voice is louder than your voice. And that's real talk.
Let's do the poll.
Okay, so look, I'm about to open. Well, we got the poll open. We got over 250 votes, guys. Please make sure you hit that like button. Like I already told you all the rules on the like button. Make sure you hit that like button ASAP. The thumbs up, by the way. The poll: are you willing to date outside your race? This the results, Ken. Listen to this.
Give me the results.
I'm gonna start from least to greatest. 14% of people says no, never.
Okay, no.
So we'll talk.
That is a self-imposed standard.
Okay, and this is the thing. My thing is, not everybody will make it, both women and men, to the long-term relationship for the rest of their life. if you closing off to all races besides your race,
Okay.
that does make it a little bit more difficult.
That's
Can
fair.
we agree with that?
I
Fair?
agree, that's fair.
All right. We got 17% says no, but I'm open to changing my mind.
Okay.
They find the right person.
That's fair.
They got it. 31% of people says yes, I already have.
Okay.
Okay. And we got the biggest portion of people says yes, I may be open to it in the future.
Good.
Oh, wow.
I
Most
like
people
that.
say they're open to it.
Yeah, I love it.
They open
I
to
love
it.
it because I truly believe that we, while I am race conscious, I love my people. I love my Black women. I love my strong brothers. But I also believe that we're all a part of one race, the human race. And I think that we look at life from a step because society has caused this division because we've been divided because of our skin color,
Oh, yeah.
because of our race. And I think that has permeated into relationships as well. I think it has.
Was that a deal breaker for you?
It wasn't. I never even thought about it like that because, I went to a Black high school. I went to a Black college. I mean, I just figured I would marry a Black woman.
That's what you was around. Yeah.
Yeah.
How you socialize.
That's kind of how I socialized my
Right.
social sphere. And so that was what that was. I never even thought about it. I never even thought about that until I became a relationship coach.
Wow.
Never even thought about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Do we have, by the way, was that the last mistake?
I got a million mistakes. I just guess the last one I was going to keep.
I already know.
Okay, that's the last one for now. That's the last one for now. So listen, here's what I want to do, y'all, because we're gonna have a really good time tonight. Y'all already know. I told you we talking about dating tonight, so we're gonna actually see some dating happen in real life. But what I want to do before we get there, y'all, I still want
685 in the room, by the way.
Come on, we got 685 people.
Let's
in
get
here.
to 700.
How many likes we got?
It's only
355
355
right
likes.
now.
500
y'all.
likes, y'all. We need 500 likes.
685 in the room. We're going. I love to see those badges too. I see these orange badges. These orange
Yes.
badges. These orange badges are the most lit right now because that means they've been with us for at least 3 months.
And that's when we started.
That's when we started since day one. The next
I
badge.
remember when y'all started.
It's
on
6
badges.
months.
I was
Yeah.
here.
The
Yeah.
membership. You
I
were
remember I was
very
here.
early.
I was here the second week. Y'all had started the week before.
We got 400 members, man.
I
That
was
man,
here.
look,
We got 400
I
members.
was
Look,
here.
strong.
HIOG right here.
When I was here, y'all had just had like 20, 30 members.
Yep.
We just started.
Yeah.
And now we're in the 300s. And what I want y'all to do now.
Oh, we call them the initiates, by the way, too.
They
not just members.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
initiates.
Initiates. Don't let him do. Hey, drop initiate in the chat right now. If you know who you are,
I
don't
like
let
initiate.
him. Don't let him
I'm
tell
an
you
initiate.
call no member. All right,
I know.
you're an initiate.
Okay, I'm an initiate. Wouldn't I be an initiate? I mean,
Let me check. Let me check the list and see if you're on there.
Shout out to Cat. Shout out to
Hey,
Cat.
you definitely an
Hold
initiate.
I did a super sticker last week.
Oh,
yeah, I
yes,
seen
yes.
yeah, I did a
I
super
seen
sticker
that.
last week.
No. You
Shout out to Kat. She says some homies will say something negative about her because they couldn't get a woman like her. That's Kat. I gotta give it up to you. That's absolutely true. Some homies is haters. Those are the homies that you gotta let go. Shout out to Greg D for joining the channel membership, and shout out to Tabitha Keys. Tabitha, welcome back. Glad to see you back.
So let me tell y'all what we're gonna do here. We are going to have a really great time here on the show tonight because our newest segment is releasing tonight. Y'all know we do the call-ins, the initiation hotline, but tonight we are gonna introduce to you guys Hardly in Love. All right. Now let me explain to you how this here works, because Hardly in Love is the newest rendition, if that's even a word. It just sounds right, to the platform. And what's going to happen, y'all, we are going to bring two of our initiates up here. All right. We vetted these people, very qualified, very amazing people, a man and a woman up here to date live right in front of us. Okay. Now it's going to be 3 rounds where not them are going to be asking the questions. It's actually going to be us. And because we are in here with one of the greatest question architects in the game, Coach Ken Canyon. Coach Ken Canyon is actually going to be moderating and asking the questions so they can vet each other for compatibility. All right. Now, here's the catch. At the end of the 3 rounds, these two are going to make the decision of whether or not they're going to take this thing to the next level based on the information the data that they were able to gather here
Yes.
in this process.
And no
All right?
colluding, by the way, because this is the thing. If it works out and both contestants decide that they want to advance the beginnings of this relationship, Harley Initiated is going to sponsor their very first date.
Yes, look, we want to have some love stories on here.
It's the least
all
we
right?
can do.
We're not just gonna talk about it, y'all. We're gonna be about it, and we're gonna be about it with the initiates right here live on the show. So the first thing I want to do, because we about to see him. Y'all about to bring him on. This is a visual aspect. We're gonna bring him on here because the first young lady we are gonna bring on is we are gonna introduce Carla. All right.
Oh my God.
Carla
Yo,
here.
that overlay, that looks beautiful.
Let me tell you
I love
something.
that logo.
Carla here, y'all,
gosh.
is 38 years old. She lives in New Jersey. She is a psychotherapist, y'all, and she loves going out and being social. Guys, put your headphones on because we about to talk to
Let's
Carla.
do it. Shout out to
Put your
Carla, by the
headphones
way.
on. Bring Carla to the stage, y'all. Bring Carla to the
Carla
stage.
is a member, by the way.
Carla is a member.
shout out
I'm
to
about to put the
members for
camera over
getting
here.
active.
So my man Ken Kane, you can see you, Carla. Say what's up to Ken Kane, Carla.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Carla, how are you?
What's
I'm well. Glad to be here.
Yes. Listen, we are glad to have you, Carla. So before we go ahead and introduce our brother, Carla, I want to chop it up with you for a minute because I want the audience to get to know you a bit more. So briefly tell me here, Carla, if you can, all right, while we get this thing warmed up, I want you to tell me, give me some experiences that you've been having right now in the world of dating. What's
Wait,
been your experience?
let me make sure. Should we be able to see Carla right now?
Yeah, I pull up your stream.
Okay.
And when you're gonna be able to see her, pull up. So yes, we can all see her, and you guys can see if y'all can see her.
Oh yeah,
Carla's looking good. Carla's looking good.
Sexy. I like that.
Absolutely. So Carla, tell us your experience here in the dating marketplace so far.
Oh boy. Well, I will say that, after about a year and some change, I decided to, go back out in the dating scene. And I will say it's been a little dry, not gonna lie. But it's been a lot of what we've already kind of been discussing. The conversations. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like I would definitely be that one that I'm quick to ghost if I find that the conversation is not meaningful enough. I mean, I'll probably be judged for that, but hey, it is what it is.
Listen,
but I'm
mad at that.
for connection. So hasn't gotten past the conversation stage.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that, right? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's cool. But I'm definitely wanting like connection. And I haven't really been finding that just yet. So I've been on like dating apps and things of that nature. But yeah, it's the struggle.
Okay. So what's the most important thing you typically look for in a guy?
Well, for starters, and I definitely look for character. I think I'm really big on that. Once I see that we, kind of can connect in terms of conversation, the guy can hold a conversation. I do want to know, are you stable, right? Because, I'm representing for all my girls, who have a dependent, right? I'm a proud mother.
No losers.
And so, yeah, so that's important to me, right? Like I do want someone who's, into maybe their calling or their purpose or on the road towards it, right? So that's important to me. So stability, someone who's a leader, right? Someone who is doing the inner work that's, has that inner growth work. That's definitely one of the areas that I call myself a lifelong learner. So I'm interested in that,
Okay. I got you. So here's what I want to do here. What I want to do is we're going to go ahead and introduce this brother onto the stage here. Wait, can you look on your face? What you got to say, Ken?
Listen, we're going to move. Listen, hold tight. We're going to move Carla back to the waiting room.
Okay.
And let's bring out the next guest. We're
Okay,
going to move you back to the waiting room. We're going to bring you back in, Carla. Hold tight.
We're going to bring you back up in this joint here because let me introduce this brother before we bring him to the stage because we got to put some respect on this brother. Y'all probably see this brother here in the chat. This brother here is not no regular brother here. Mm-hmm. This brother here is well known and well connected and respected here in the city of Atlanta. This brother here, Andre Hatcher, y'all probably seen him here in the chat, one of our well-respected initiates and even mentors, 41 years old here in Atlanta and a wealth and financial coach. Yeah, so you talk about stability. The brother is stable. All right. Hey, Andre, welcome to the show, my guy.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Excellent, man. Excellent. Yo, I want to hear yours now. I asked her a bit about, what her experiences have been, dating, just at this point in time in her life. But tell me about yours.
I have a great dating life. I meet quality women. There's not always a connection that can lead towards marriage, but I must say I have been lucky to meet very quality ladies.
Okay. None, but none yet that you've seen serious enough to jump that broom.
I have met some who were serious enough, but there hasn't always been a mutual connection enough to take it to that next level.
Okay. Ken, you got any? Look, Ken right now is an Inspector Gadget moment. I like Ken taking notes at what y'all saying. What you say can and will be used against you in court.
That's
Shout out
right.
to Ken.
And I think he might have took some tips. He might have took some tips from Tyshawn because the man got the 3 buttons. He got the 3 buttons down.
Hey,
To the little sex appeal.
Hey, let me tell you, you better keep it loose. You see how good my girl Carla came on here looking. You got to do it right, Dre.
Looking stylish.
All right.
That boy Dre, Miami style, baby.
Let me ask you this: what's the most important thing you're looking for in a woman, Andre?
The most important thing. I can't give you one. It has to be a combination, but small combination.
Okay.
Mutual connection, respect, loyalty, honesty, and looks.
Mutual connection, respect, loyalty, honesty, and looks. You see how I did that there? That's a really great memory. I got you. And best, but hey, put the camera on this brother here because Mr. Kid Canyon got that pen swiveling over here taking some notes on you.
Now, that's the thing. You want to go ahead and send Andre back to the waiting room, then we'll bring both of them on.
Let's do that.
All right,
So
Andre, we're gonna see you in the waiting room. We'll see you back to the waiting room. We're gonna bring you on at the same time. All right.
So I'm very excited about these 2 contestants. I actually handpicked both of them.
Yeah.
Because I saw when they filled out the profiles, in which we're gonna actually have in the description for people watching the pre-record. We're gonna have it in the description. When they filled it out, I saw things that I thought might have been able to create some compatibility.
Okay.
And I saw some things that we might be able to have a connection here.
What did you see that made you think that?
Well, one thing that was important, and this is, I ain't no matchmaker, right? But I know I wanted to keep it within the same age range first, right?
Okay.
I see Andre, he's 41 years old.
Okay.
She's 38.
Okay.
Andre is, look, I personally know Andre, right? So he's in a place of maturity in his life.
Sure.
He's in a place where he's really not playing games with how he's managing women. He's dating with intent. He's not a casual guy. And he's somebody who is stable, right? You already saw my sister's a psychotherapist, right? She's a child. So she needs to be with a brother that can showcase some leadership skills. She needs to be with a brother that has some stability that, they can probably build something together. And, taking those 2 things into, all of those things into consideration, I thought it might be dope. And when I actually spoke to Carla, she's just likable in general, which I thought was pretty dope.
Okay. Cool.
Is that, did I do a good job with that? I mean, with that information there?
Man,
I'm just trying to, come on, Coach King K.
Let us know, man.
Come on now.
We're going to find out.
Oh, you know what?
Well, I'm curious.
We're going to see.
Listen, initiates, I want y'all to let us know. I want you to put Dre, DRE, : let us know what you think about Dre. Go ahead and drop the Carla : let us know what you think about Carla, because I'm just very curious from what you guys see, from how they introduce themselves, how they present themselves before the date even gets started. Are they date ready? Are they really bringing some depth to their responses? So let us know what you think about these 2 candidates.
Let's do that. So actually, we are going to go ahead and we are going to begin round 1. All right. So bring both of my parties here to the stage. Let's bring them both here. And what we want to do, what I want to do here, because they say ladies first. Okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start here with Carla. So Coach Ken Canyon, I want you to go ahead and ask Carla here a question. You can do it. You can go wherever you want with this whenever you're ready, brother.
Yeah, this looks beautiful, by the way.
It does.
Okay. All right. Y'all doing okay?
Yes.
Doing
Great. Thank you so much for having me. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 rounds, and I'm going to ask you a series of questions that are a little bit different than most questions. So the first question is, and both of you get a chance to answer the question. So Carla, do something for me.
Okay.
Describe your perfect day.
My perfect day.
Yeah, if you had a perfect day, Describe from beginning to end what would be happening, what would you be doing? It would be your perfect day.
Oh, what a question. I love that question because I think about it often. I would say my perfect day is definitely waking up around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Definitely listening to a little bit of praise and worship music. That has been really cleansing for me first thing in the morning. It would also be then getting my go-to coffee. I definitely do that. And then making sure I do my grooming, of course. But after I do that, it would definitely be me being able to get my workout routine done early so I don't have to worry about doing that in the evening after I get off of work and I'm kind of tired. And then it would also be not being able to rush. So my perfect day would be able to, after I get off of work, right? Not too much paperwork, what I do is, but after I get off of work, my perfect day would also include me being able to really relax, not really have to worry about too much things, but it would also include me taking care of me, continuing to take care of me. I mean, I'm always doing so, right? But maybe going somewhere. If I could go somewhere that was away from home, I think that would be perfect, right? Some R&R. And then ending the night pretty early because I do value my sleep. And then it would also include me being able to continue to just be able to continue to do my self-growth, right? My learning about myself. I'm pretty connected with God and everything like that. So just listening, learning, following, whatever guidance I need, and being able to spend time in nature. I think that's a really big thing for me, to be able to connect in that way. Yeah.
Oh.
And then I would be eating the most delicious, healthy food, like fruits and vegetables and delicious things. Okay.
I like this. Listen, so shout out to Carla, by the way, because I already know both Carla and Dre got to be absolutely nerve-wracked right now.
I know.
We're on a live episode, so I just want to let y'all know how much we appreciate y'all for being open with us, and I like that. You know what? Let me not even throw my opinion in there. Let me stay out of it. Let me stay out of it.
We don't know if we like it.
Exactly.
You don't know what we like. All right. It's about whether or not if Andre like it or not. That's what it's about. All right.
This is dope.
So
and guys, that's what I want to do. While Ken is getting the next questions prepared to swing it over to Dre, I want y'all to throw in a super chat. If you got a question, just put who the question for. Put it if it's for Carla or it's for Dre, and we're gonna pick out a couple of the best questions to make sure that we ask them. But you gotta send in that super chat.
Okay. What you we good with that one?
Can they hear me?
They can hear you.
Oh yeah, I'm good then. I'm gonna keep quiet.
Okay.
Till I ask, Dre,
He's on Tara stuff. I already know.
No.
All right.
I know. I'm not gonna tell y'all. No, honestly, I'm not.
He's not gonna do it. We're not gonna do that. That's not.
And Carla, this not for Ken. This ain't for Ken. This for Dre.
This for Dre.
And Dre, this for Carla. So just pretend we're not even here.
Oh yeah, y'all on the whole date right now.
And Dre, I'll be real with you. The ladies flooding the comments. Dre, they saying you gotta come closer to the camera, brother.
Come close to the camera.
They trying to
they want to see you, brother.
They trying to see the chat.
They want to see you, brother. They want. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. There we go. Wait, did he just loosen another button?
And I can just take it off if you want. If that's the comment.
Hold on. Not the first day, Dre.
This ain't OnlyFans, goddamn it. Let's get right.
Right.
Now let's get. Now, Dre, listen. I want to give you that same question. All right, if you could describe your perfect day. We got another one.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I was gonna do that.
My bad.
I had the question ready, Ken.
Yeah, I know.
He practiced. See, that's yes.
You know what?
That's why I'm not gonna do it.
Fair.
See, that's why I'm not gonna do it. Because see, Dre got to hear Carla's answer.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, so Dre, here's your
Yep.
question.
Mhm.
I want you to take me through the process of, let's say you're on a date with someone, you're dating someone, and they say something that hurts your feelings, that rubs you the wrong way.
Mm.
And I want you to go through this scenario and respond and actually communicate that to them. How would you tell them? Or would you not tell them?
Depends
What would
on
you say? What would you say? Just I don't care what it is. We can create a scenario of something
Okay.
that did not feel good. And I want
Okay.
you to take me through the process of you telling Carla how you feel.
Got you. All right, Carla. You know what? That kind of stung a little bit, Carla. Is there a different way that you could rephrase that?
I like that.
Okay.
What? What?
Hold on, wait, don't do that. Hey, Coach, don't do that.
No, he said. I thought he
Oh,
said
see, I
he
like that.
stung.
Carla defended Dre. She said, "Don't hate." She said, "Don't hate."
Wait, okay, hold on, wait. What you
No,
laughing
I
at? What
thought
you laughing
I
at?
didn't know he was done.
Yeah, it was
no,
done.
okay, think about it. I asked him to communicate. He
Okay.
wasn't good. You hurt my feelings. And he said that stung a little bit. Okay, I don't know whether I got the point across or not.
No,
He said that stung a little bit. Is there a way that you could potentially rephrase it?
Okay.
So see, and you know, us brothers. I mean, I don't know if you thought he was gonna give you a long
No,
explanation on that, because you know
I don't think anything. I'm just asking the question.
he's just here asking the questions,
I'm
people.
just asking the question.
So watch this.
I'm gonna tell you what I think at the end.
That's what we're gonna do here. So
All right,
just so
let's
y'all
do it.
know, ding, 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 ding. That was round one. Okay, that was round one. Now, here's what I want to do, just so we can kind of get some thoughts of the people in the meantime. Y'all don't need to be looking at the chat. And just so y'all know, yes, the contestants can see each other. They can hear each other. They're on a live date right here in front of everybody in here in the chat. But they not looking in that chat. They don't need to be. But so what I want to do to ask the people here,
Yeah.
I want y'all to, I want to get just a thought from the ladies, because the ladies in here, they got so many opinions, right? Just off that response that Dre gave you. Or, you know what? Just off that response that Dre gave you, do you ladies really feel that was an appropriate response for a man to express himself in a moment of vulnerability? Because that's what it seems like. At a moment where something stung, right? He was offended, he was hurt, and that's a very vulnerable place for a man, by the way. When you offend him, that doesn't feel good to us. A lot of us can stonewall in that space. So you see how this man actually goes about communicating there. Ladies, I want you to actually communicate if you thought that was appropriate way for a man to respond. I want to see what the ladies think here, okay? All right.
I like this. Nicole sent over a super chat. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this question real quick. And Nicole sent over a super chat. I can go ahead and open up the question.
Do you want to go ahead? Do you want to hit a bonus later? How do you want to do it?
No, I want to hit this question. I think it's a great question.
Let's go ahead and do it right now.
Because this thing, I really want to get to know Dre. I want Carla to have the opportunity to get to know Dre. So Dre, let me ask you this, Dre.
Yep.
What's your biggest turn off and why?
Disrespect. Damn, it's close between disrespect and lying. Disrespect / lying. I completely look at the person differently after that happens. Once you lie to me, dating a relationship, it's basically out the window. There's not much coming back from that for me.
Okay.
Yeah, which is why honesty is high on my list of priorities and must-haves in a woman.
Okay. So did you want to ask? Go ahead.
Here's the why. Because when a woman is honest with you, you know what you get. Take it or leave it, win, lose, or draw, you know what you got. When she's dishonest, you don't know what the heck is going on. So yes, honesty is high up there on the list.
Respect. Did you want to
I
that same question,
run
Carla?
into Carla? What about you, Carla? What are your thoughts on that?
I'll definitely say for me, you want to know what's my biggest or his?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, for me, it's definitely aggression, right? I do not take too well to aggression. I think that there's always a way to say anything. It's just your delivery, your tone, and your body language says a lot. And then another big turn off for me would be, how you show up. Your confidence, I think, is a big thing. I run into a lot of guys who have complexes, right? Like needing to, in efforts to prove that they're either are a leader or that they are a man. It is just like this macho type of energy. So those types of things are a turn off for me. I think that you should just be able to sit and relax in your own energy and just embrace who you are, whatever that may look like.
Understood. Is that satisfied with that, Ryan?
I like those.
All right. Look, y'all, listen, there's some connections building right now. I don't know if y'all feel the energy right now, but there's some things happening right here. But we got to go in round two because we still haven't gathered enough data to know if we have alignment here. Okay. So Coach Ken, it's on you, baby. It's on you, baby boy. Let's go ahead and
can we
get
switch it around this time and go? Can we go?
Dre first.
Dre first.
Let's hit Dre first with the
Yeah, what's
question.
up with all the changes going on here?
No,
man?
because we don't want y'all to rehearse anything. All right, so Dre,
I look good.
all
Okay.
right, Dre. What I'd
Yep.
like you to do is tell me 2 things that you learned from your last relationship that will help you be better in your next relationship.
Damn, that's a good question.
Gosh, that's a good question.
That is 2 things I learned in my last relationship that would be better in my next relationship. Who? Be very upfront about the must-haves and about the things I won't tolerate. So the things that I need from her and the things that I'm not putting up with, be upfront about those. And for the things I'm not going to tolerate, have a very short leash for those things. Maybe not a 1 strike, but past 2, it might be time to end it. And I feel those things. Once you know who you are and know who you aren't, it makes life a lot easier in a relationship. All right, here goes my list. It's going to be crazy, but here goes my must-haves, must-gets. Once you have those things solid, it can only help you in a relationship. And honestly, it can help you not waste time with the courting and dating stage in a woman if she shows signs that she doesn't have what I need.
Okay. All right. Well, what are you gonna say?
Listen, I just like to look.
This
I just
is-
like to watch Coach, break down the film right now, Coach. That's all I'm watching.
I'm checking out Carla. Carla she's
So-
trying to hide
so
the
let me
face.
Let me
over
see,
there.
you got to show Carla face,
This
Ilana.
is-
Put Carla up here. I want to see good Carla face.
This ain't for Coach. This for Carla.
This is for
I'm
Carla.
just listening. I'm just listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know. See, man, what I like about Coach Ken is he gonna keep you on your feet like Barry Sanders.
Okay.
So I know he gonna come with something real smooth and nice for her. Go ahead, Coach. What we got for Carla here?
Okay. Let's say, Carla, I want you to communicate this to Andre. We're in a relationship and he is not meeting your sexual needs. And you want to tell him that. But I want you to tell him, hey, you're not meeting my sexual needs. And how would you go about conveying that message?
Hold on, that will never happen, by the way. I just want to.
I know.
That
Way to
will never
represent,
happen.
I can believe that.
Hit a slay on
I'm
that
not
one
gonna-
real quick.
I can believe, no, I can believe that. I just a question here. All right.
Oh boy, I tell you these questions. No prep, by the way. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I want you to say it to him.
Okay.
Say it to him.
I got you. Okay. So, babe, I love you, and I just really love how our relationship has been working so far. I feel like, we're headed in the right direction. I love the fact that you're attentive and you listen to me and how you really take in the feedback that I give you. And I love the fact that we're able to communicate, right? I think we've built a really good, way of communicating where we can be open, honest, and transparent.
All
And,
the time.
we always talk about our bedroom game, right?
I love that.
I can't help but want more of you, right? And I love everything that you do. And I just want more of that good thing that you do, right? So what do you think? What are your thoughts on spicing it up just a little bit? Do you think do you want to be creative in that way? What are your thoughts on that?
I think Spice is my middle name, Carla. Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of seasoning do you have?
I mean, what I have in mind?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I mean, it's kind
You
of.
know what we could do? We could hit the. There's a store in Manhattan, which is right over the bridge in Jersey. We could hit the toy store and pick out some things.
Just kind of like explore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make a date out of it. We could make a whole day out of it.
Okay. All right. Okay. And hey, I'm up to exploring. If you're up to explore, I'm up for it.
All right, let's do it, Carla. I'll see you Thursday.
All right, babe. Talk to you soon.
Wow.
All right.
I'm gonna be okay. I'm not gonna give my perspective.
It seemed like Carla had some kind of formula for that response. Like she done
She
did
done
that.
had that conversation
She done
before.
delivered that before.
She done had that. She done
'Cause
had
it was like a
that.
it was like an intro. It was like starting to compliment him for already being receptive in the past.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like a sales legend and master. I've studied communication down to T. This voice and everything y'all hearing, it's been worked on now for a while. And I'm gonna just say, she did that thing by the book.
It's almost like she been to one of my classes, my communication classes, because I didn't want to say anything, but I want to start yelling. That's it. Okay, but I'm gonna keep cool.
Let's keep my cool here.
But what she did follow a formula, y'all. I'm gonna tell you what the formula was after it's over.
Okay.
Yeah, we got 800 people in the room right now.
I'm gonna tell you what the formula.
I'm actually getting hot because this is just very interesting.
This
and
is
nerve-wracking.
intense.
Yeah, but this is how first dates can be. This is really legitimately how first
Especially
dates
when you
can
do it
be.
in front of 800 people.
Especially when you do it in front of 800 people. So this is really dope.
So before we get to this next round, y'all, I need you to like and share this because they're gonna want to see the third round and they're gonna want to see how this thing breaks down because we're actually gonna let them make a decision at the end of this. So it's gonna be very fun. I don't know what y'all think. Do y'all? And I want to know what the chat is thinking. Do y'all think so far we got some chemistry here? If you do, put chemistry. If you don't, put nope. I just want to see what the chat is thinking right now.
Shout out to VJ.
I want to see what the chat is thinking.
VJ said she said Carla got it going on and VJ is warming up to Dre. Shout out to BD Follower of Christ and Aisha Thompson for joining the membership. And shout out to Tyshawn Riddle for sending over that super chat. We love y'all.
Much love, much love, much love. So here's what we're gonna do here. What I want to do is I want to go to round 3 on this one. And let me tell you something, Coach. I see why you Coach Ken, man. Because these questions, Coach Ken, these questions are phenomenal. And I'm gonna have you break down.
Sure.
Because one thing y'all already know, y'all ain't asking questions like this on y'all first damn date.
Right.
So you got us really digging on this one. So you know this is the last cohort of questions that we're gonna have here.
Sure. I have a formula. That's why people who come to my class are so successful at dating.
I already know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the damn class, but go ahead. I want you to go ahead.
Okay.
And give these last two. And let's swap it up again. I like this. Matter of fact, however you gonna keep them on your toes, you do that. Let's go. Who we talking to first?
So we're gonna go back to Carla. All right. Dre been doing his thing. So we're gonna go back to Carla. Okay, Carla. I want you to tell me 2 things that you learned from your father or your father figure that you have taken with you that have helped you become the woman that you are today.
Absolutely. Well, I'm very grateful for my father because I will say that he has taught me this acronym, WEIT, and it stands for whatever it takes, And that he instilled that in me. It helped me get through like my college years, helped me, to get my, push to get my license, things of that nature. But that has really picked me up in times that I had like really low moments. So I could never, like, I'm very appreciative. And his example is another one. I grew up observing him and how he used to play these tapes. I don't know if you guys remember, I forgot the name of this person, but he's still out there today. But these tapes of like affirmations. And I never understood, as a 5, 6, 10-year-old girl, why he would do that. But I found myself taking on the very same practices that my dad has just for growth. And I saw him grow exponentially in his career when he was younger. So I have my dad's work ethic for sure. Yeah.
But I want to do a follow-up question with that. But how does that translate? I see how it translates in your career, in your professional life. How does that translate in a relationship?
Okay, well.
And I want you to tell Andre that.
Oh, okay.
Speak to him and tell him.
So my dad definitely taught me to really never give up, and even in relationship, right? So, he was married to my mom for over 16 years. So I saw what it looked like to have a family. And he taught me that, doing what is necessary and what it takes to kind of keep the family is important. And just he showed me what a man should be like, right? In terms of the masculinity, in terms of providing for his family. He taught me that. He showed me that. So I appreciated that. You know, I think that's what I've learned.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, Trey. All right. We're getting deep. All right, Trey. So I want you to tell Carla this. She's asking you this question, not me. It's just coming out my mouth. Tell Carla one fear that you have that you rarely share. Okay, a fear that you have that you in a relationship that your woman could help you conquer and triumph over this fear or grow through it.
Oh man. All right.
So talk to Carla.
Carla, honey, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, glad to hear that. You know, I have a fear. I don't usually talk about it, but I have a fear of getting divorced again.
Okay.
Is that something you can help me work through?
I mean, we can definitely talk about it. I mean, their thoughts are just thoughts, you know. But it's a true fear. I want to, you know, process what you're feeling. That's definitely worth to talk about. Okay. So what's going on?
You know, it's not an easy thing to go through. And, you know, there's loss that comes with it, financial loss, time loss. And I just don't want to go that route again. So I want to do my best to make sure that we are at our best. So we never have to worry about that. But I know I do need your help with that.
Okay. So what do you need me to do? How do you want me to help you?
You know, I'm not sure. And me even saying this was a big deal. So I appreciate your response, though. Let's continue to talk through it.
Okay. Well, what are you needing from me? Like if you are feeling like you don't want to get a divorce, what are some of your core fears that's leading to that? Like, what is it something that I'm doing that's making you feel like that's exasperating that's like making you think that way?
No, I'm actually enjoying our dating and our bond growing together. It actually doesn't have much to do with you at all.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've actually never even said that in relationships since then. So I must feel a special bond with you to even be that vulnerable and open.
Oh, well, I'm flattered, of course. You know, I'm always here to help and support you. You know, so I know it takes time, right? Because you may need to just sit with it for a little bit to figure out like what those are. But I just appreciate you being honest with me because again, you know, honesty and open communication is important. So
thank you, Carla.
Whenever you feel like venting, I'm here.
Wow. All right. I appreciate that. Thank you, honey.
All right, y'all. That is all I have. Thank you so much for your vulnerability. Thank you for your honesty and transparency. I know it wasn't easy and you're on the spot. But what I just want to just say this to y'all. What I just did for you all is part of what I teach people. Most people try to get people based on conscious. There are two parts of our brain. We have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Well, what I did is most people try to get to know people based on just conscious questions. Like, where do you work? How many kids do you have? Oh, you've been divorced. Conscious questions are things that we are aware of, right? But what I teach people is how to ask subconscious questions, questions that go beneath the surface into the person's subconscious where the true person resides. So every question that I asked them was questions into their subconscious so that the true person could come out and they could see it. And then if you get good at asking those questions and making them conversations, like what we did, we just made them conversations. It's not interrogation, it's conversation. And now I get to know what a person's true nature is. He said, look, I've never talked about that fear. But that's a part of that's in his subconscious.
Yeah.
So some of the things that he's going to do, the way he's going to behave and act is going to be based off of that fear. But if she knows that, now we can begin talking through this from that perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm cracking up at the
So
comments.
I'm gonna
man.
be
The
honest.
comments going
What I
crazy.
really want to see now, because it's one thing I feel like I got something from this. The comments is already, to giving their opinions, but again, you guys don't need validation. We already talked about this. It's about what you guys feel about
True.
each other.
True.
So what we're gonna do here, just so we can make this nice and easy, is I'm gonna do a simple 3, 2, 1 countdown, and when I get down to 1, I just simply want you guys to put a thumbs up, a thumbs down, if you want to take this thing to the next level. If you guys do,
I've got a
hardly
question
initiate. What's your question, brother?
for Carla.
Okay, I'm interested.
We live in different states, like far. Carla, I don't know if she has a child or children. We could talk about that later. But is she open to moving?
I am open to moving for the right person. Yes.
All right, cool.
Interesting.
That was an interesting A.
Because that could have went a whole different direction.
It could have went a whole different direction.
Okay, so Carla, so assuming you found the right person, you would be interested in going ahead and make that move.
Should be open.
Wow, that's dope.
So what I want to do, let's pull up all cameras here, okay? And when I get to 1, I just want you guys to simply, again, thumbs up, thumbs down. If
and people in the chat, thumbs up or thumbs down once you get to 3, 2, 1. Once he gets to 1, everybody.
Right? So y'all can go ahead and cue y'all's up as well. If we get a thumbs up on both ends, look, we might have found some love here. Hardly Initiated will be sponsoring you guys' first date, which I am super duper excited about. So we will see how this thing goes down here. All right, so I'm gonna do the countdown here.
Pull everybody up. Pull everybody up.
I'm gonna do the countdown here in
right.
3, 2, 1. What we got?
Oh.
Wow.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
So Carla, talk to me.
Bring Carla up. Bring Carla up.
Talk to me right now. Carla, why you gave my man Dre a thumbs down here?
I think that I would want to get to know him a little bit more before making a decision to move forward, right? I think that, again, I do focus on more depth, right? I think that this was just like, I would need to know more information.
Okay, so more information, and I'm curious, Carla, what were some of the things that you probably would have been if you were, in control of the questions? What are some things that you think that you would have asked Dre to get to know him a little bit better?
I think the questions were great, but like it would be interesting to know how he spends his day. Does he have any children? What are his hobbies and things of that nature? What are his beliefs? Maybe how does he govern his life? There's a couple.
Let me ask you this, Carla. What in particular though did you hear that may have turned you off? And please be very open and honest here, because this is how we grow from this. I want you to keep it 1,000. What was either a red flag, a turn off, something that kind of rubbed you the wrong way? What was it?
I wouldn't say that he said anything in particular that rubbed me the wrong way, but I can hear maybe in terms of experience, you can hear there maybe a lack of experience, where the question was the divorce question, right? Not necessarily, obviously, if he's not, I don't know if he's ever been married, but answering that question, I think it spoke a lot to the experience in having very difficult conversation. So I think I think maybe intuitively I'm sensing maybe a communication thing. I don't know. That's just what I gathered from that. Again, I would need more information, and I'm pretty sure that he has answers, but just what I'm gathering.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Dre, man, how you feeling right now, bro?
I feel great. It was a great experience. Wonderful meeting you, Carla.
Yes.
And good luck on your journey.
Likewise. Thank you.
Dre.
Yeah, what's up, Cam?
I got 700,000 women that follow me that's looking for it. Might not have worked out with Carla, but we got a way straight up where you can meet. And Carla, for that matter too, I got men too. But I'm just saying, I just wanted to throw that out at you.
I appreciate it.
I got some. We gonna make a way for you to meet some nice.
Yeah, I
women.
want to drop the IGs in the chat.
Let's let it go. Let's make it happen.
I want to drop their IGs in the chat. So while this thing goes on, we'll do that. So it seems like both of these, men and women on here, both Carla and Dre, are still single bachelors out here. So it's still
Bachelor and Bachelorette.
It's still fair game.
Now, this is the thing, though. Dre, he did do the thumbs up. So I'm just curious because Carla did answer some questions, which I have my own opinion about some of those answers, which I like. But Dre, I mean, what was it that attracted you to Carla enough to go ahead and give her the thumbs up?
Very lovely looking lady. I love her voice. Very soft spoken, very ladylike. And that was enough.
So
I'm gonna be real with you. Carla got her hair done. She got the eyebrows looking fleeky. She got the makeup tight.
The initiates come correct.
She came correct. So I would agree with you. She could only if she would have said something outrageous would I have not given her the thumbs up for the first date.
Carla came right. Carla came right. Big shout out. Way to represent for my initiates out here. Now you set the standard today, Carla.
Initiates.
So listen, this is what we're gonna do. Look, much love to you guys. I appreciate you being a part of Hardly in Love, our first ever segment. Unfortunately, guys, we were not able to find love here again, but don't worry, y'all. We're gonna be doing this again. Okay, Ryan is gonna drop the form in here. We want y'all to actually go ahead and complete this. If you're watching the pre-record, whatever, we're gonna put this here in the description so you can fill it out because we need some qualified, amazing people to come up on here because we will not just teach love, but we're gonna find love here on Hardly in Love. And hey, listen, we can go ahead and let them go. Y'all be absolutely blessed.
Thank
Okay.
y'all.
Yeah, later.
Yeah, now
Absolutely.
both Dre and Carla, I actually want both of y'all to contact us. I believe Carla, you got my text. You just hit me on the text, Carla. Let me know what you thought about that segment. Let me know how we can improve it. And guys, go ahead and respond to that member post or even send us an email, info@hardlyinitiated.com, info@hardlyinitiated.com. Let us know. That's our very first time doing that segment. Like I said, shout out to those wonderful contestants, but let us know how we can spice it up, how we can make it even more engaging, and how you think we should run that segment.
And as a matter of fact, just for right now, just for quick information, if you enjoyed that segment, I want you to put a yes in the chat right now. And if you did not, I want you to put a H no in there. If you are not feeling the Hardly in Love, let us know because I just want to know your thoughts.
Yes. Constructive feedback. No H no.
Sorry, Snow. I just got a text about Dre. Like listen.
You got a text about
I got 700,000 women that follow me.
Wow.
So I got somebody that's interested in Dre. If he was, I'm just saying. That's not going to be hard to meet somebody good. Somebody just texted me and I just start laughing.
Wow. Hey, Dre. Hey, we got you, player.
Right.
Hey.
Stay tuned stay with us before the night. We got something.
And I know, see, this was relevant though, because guys, we always talk about dating. We always talk about asking questions. And I really was hoping that this is not just for us to just put people on the spot, but it's for y'all to actually see an expert asking great questions that many of us may not be asking or even thinking to ask when we out here meeting people and vetting. The strange thing is you only ask 9 total questions, and that short conversation still probably have more depth than many of these dates that folks having with 2 hours spent with folks that's really not even talking.
6 questions.
6 questions. It was only 6 questions.
6 questions.
And that's just the reality. That's kind of the state of where we are and what you were talking about when you're talking about the biggest mistakes. But here we had a situation where it seemed like what you spoke about prior, a misalignment, right? Give me your thoughts based on some of the answers that you had. I want you to break it down. Now, everybody's gone. If we can keep it real, we back in Hardly Initiated. Coach Ken, what was your thoughts?
First off, my thoughts are both of them are successful people in their life, and I imagine there's a backstory for both of them that I don't know about. But can I just tell you, I liked both of them. Did I like them together? Not really. I did. I mean, I didn't see them together. I thought both of them were attractive people. I thought both of them were well spoken. One of the things that concerned me though, when I heard it, was when Carla said, she said, "Oh, I just ghosted. Y'all can judge me about it all you want." Remember, she said that at the beginning before we were starting.
He did.
And the reason why that is because that's what most people do. And remember, if you look at my notes here, one of the biggest mistakes people make is ghosting is considered normal now. So because we don't want to communicate with people, even if we're not in alignment with them, I always tell people, tell the person not in alignment because it helps your communication skills.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be in alignment with everyone. All right. But what we do, because we don't know how to communicate very well about hard stuff, things that are difficult, it's easier to just ghost. It's easier to just walk away. I ain't got to call you no more. And then the other person trying to call you, figure out what happened. Well, I don't want to deal with it, so I don't do that.
Right.
But that wasn't the reason why I thought. What I actually thought was, I actually thought. Let me give you another thing.
Okay.
And these are not knocks on anybody. A couple of things. When Dre only answered you rubbed me the wrong way. You what did he say? You stung a little bit.
Yeah.
But that wasn't completely. That was kind of disingenuous too, because if somebody hurts your feelings, it's not that it just stung a little bit. But and then he says, "How could you rephrase that?" That should have been a pathway into a deeper conversation.
So give me an example. What's probably a better way? Because trust me, brother's struggling with that one. Right there.
So here's what
how we answer that one.
Teach my people to say.
Okay.
You said something that hurt my feelings.
Right.
I said, "Are you aware that what you just said, it hurt my feelings, or I didn't particularly care about it?" Now, I don't necessarily. The second part of that is I don't necessarily think you intended to. I just wanted to bring it to your attention because when you said this, here's how it made me feel.
Got it.
That is how I would say it. I always tell people one of my techniques is, are you aware? Are you aware that this happened? Are you aware that this happened? Why? That leads into the conversation in a non-threatening way. And then I always tell them the second thing is, I don't think you intended to hurt my feelings, but this is what happened. And so it's non-threatening, it's non-combative, and all of a sudden it gets my point across.
Got it.
What I say?
Yes.
That's how. So I teach all of these techniques and strategies that really, really, really help people. But I did like the answer that she gave about the sex thing, because what she did was she took what we call a sandwich approach. She started off with something positive. Hey, I love whatever. I love this and that. I love life is always banging. Then she added because that's part of the bread. Then she added the meat that's the thing I want you to improve upon. I want us to be a little bit better, spice it up. Then she ended with the bread, closing the sandwich, positive, negative, positive. Here's what we can do. Aren't you willing to do it?
Yeah.
That's why it was non-threatening. That's why I was like, damn, she been in my class before? Beautiful.
Honestly, that was
beautiful.
Very, very well thought out. I ain't gonna lie. I thought when you asked about a perfect day, I thought it was a little too perfect. I thought it was I didn't think the perfect day.
I didn't think it was a perfect
genuine.
day.
I didn't think I think it was just her trying to showcase these really great things about her. I want to eat fruits all day, and I want to work out. And I want to read my Bible. I want to listen to gospel music, and I want to take really long, deep showers and put perfume on and smell great. Like it was kind of all the things that it just seemed a little disingenuous. But I would agree that that was a phenomenal aspect of it, and the chemistry. I
didn't feel the chemistry.
Nah, the chemistry was
that's why, and that was the reason why I didn't see it. I didn't feel. See, there are two things: there's compatibility and there's chemistry. Okay. Well, what happens is we give chemistry way more weight than compatibility. Chemistry is an attractor and will attract you, but compatibility will keep you. Okay. And so what happens is we focus on chemistry so much that, ooh, you make me feel good. Ooh, she make me feel good. Ooh,
right.
Ooh. When you see their name pop up on the phone, you get excited. Well, that's chemistry. And chemistry has its place, but compatibility will always be more important than chemistry. Problem is we don't know we don't know what that means. And I think that's what we're going to talk about later. We don't know what compatibility really is. We don't know what it really is. We try to base compatibility on how we feel, but how we feel that's chemistry.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And see, I'm guilty of that because I'm gonna be honest.
Mhm.
I love having good chemistry with a woman.
Okay. Chemistry is
I
great.
love that feeling. It's like it is something that you could literally feel it inside of you.
True.
When you just kind of feel like y'all in sync, like y'all in harmony, like y'all, it's just kind of flowing. It's kind of flowing in a certain way. But I agree, a lot of the women that I have had chemistry with would have been horrible long-term partners.
So chemistry, and what happens is chemistry creates an illusion. Chemistry creates an illusion many times that we're compatible, but we're not, because chemistry is based on the ebb and flow of our emotions. And so listen to this, the ebb and flow, emotions come from the limbic part of your brain, but that part of your brain doesn't understand language. It is not based on any logic, but we make 95% of our decisions from the emotional part of our brain. But when you take the limbic part of your brain and you make a decision, that decision is devoid of logic, the neocortex. And so now that's why you get with people and it's based on emotion. And 6 months later, you can't stand them because you realize that's not who it was. Well, you didn't really get to know them because you bypassed the logical part of your brain and you went straight to the emotions. Collect, then connect. Collect is about logic. Connect is about emotional. They both serve their purpose, but one without the other cannot. You can't get an accurate reading on what it is. You don't vet the person correctly. That's why I tell y'all, people do this shit wrong.
Now, I will say, just from, like you said, there was no chemistry. No chemistry at all. Right. Now, the thing is, you can tell Carla did a lot of work with getting prepared for it, coming ready, right? The lady always going to put in lots of effort.
I love
that.
Of
course.
Sure.
Now, the thing is, I will say this to the fellas, Dre included, when you got a woman coming to a date, especially this thing, you take her to a crowded place, she's going to be thinking about 1,001 things. This live segment was a crowded place. So as the man, you got to do certain things to eliminate, I would say not actually eliminate, because you can't eliminate you at a crowded place, but to pretty much minimize all distractions and attention to make that woman feel as comfortable as possible and just make it seem like it's just you and her in the situation. So I do think Dre could have put a little bit of more riz on the situation, a little bit more charisma on the situation to make Carla a little bit more comfortable, so she wouldn't be thinking about going on a long tangent about her perfect day. You know what I mean? Because it's probably because she was thinking about so many things at once.
Yeah, Coach.
You about to say something.
Come on now. Say what's on your mind.
First off, look, I agree. But how do you make a woman or a man, how do you make them get intentional about you? There are ways. There are specific ways that you do it. They call it charisma, right? When a person does, there are things you can do. All right. Now, it is a little more difficult because you have a sterile computer, but you guys do a good job with making it not a sterile environment, not sterile. Right. Yeah. So we're looking on a screen, but there is no emotion that I feel inside the room. Now, here's my thing. My thing in this case, you rely, which was good, that we could rely on and focus on what the person was saying because we didn't hear outside noise.
Right.
All right. We could just hear what the person was saying. I think a lot of times what he could have did, or both of them, is because if me and you on the screen and we're talking, well, I'm going to say, well, you know what, Carla? I'm going to talk directly to you. Let me speak to you.
Yep.
And Carla, here's what I'm going to say. My perfect day consists of making love to my woman in the morning.
And hey, by the way, hold on, wait. Notice that tone. Notice the tone. Hey, you can't listen. You can't skip past that right there. All right, but go ahead.
I wake up caressing you, and I feel your soft skin. And then when I wake up and I see you in the bed, and what I do on my perfect day, I go and make you eggs, bacon, and French toast. Your favorite dish with strawberries with a little bit of whipped cream on it, and I drizzle some caramel on it. And then as I see the form of your body just lying there after we made love, I decided that I booked us a session at 9 a.m. at to go get a massage, to get And so then what you're doing is now this person is what's called word pictures, word images. The mind does not think in word, it thinks in images. And so if you want to get a person engaged in you, you create images about you. It's that's the old pimp.
Yeah, because you just went Zane on
that
them.
old pimp.
I get it. I
He
get it.
went Zane.
I get it.
He went
Hey, look,
Zane
I'm
on him.
not even mad. I'm not even mad that he went Zane.
Yeah.
No, he went insane.
Now, some it's insane. You silly. First off, my mom used to read the damn thing.
Hey, fellas, you gotta have that voice though.
Yeah.
Listen, no, you gotta work on that voice.
Well,
Like you really gotta work on that voice. You gotta really make it smooth. You gotta make it like the voice should just be relaxing. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta know how to relax. The voice should just relax everybody that's hearing that moment.
Yes.
now, see, this is the thing. The counsel that y'all giving is effective, but you got to be a pretty smooth brother to come up with something like that, like what you just said. And Tyshawn, he's the chemistry guy.
Yeah,
you know. Now this is the thing. I just advise my fellas, you just take this basic approach because I like to give for the average fellas
basic approach.
So and the reason I know this is because I actually implemented in my dating sequence. I implemented once I meet a young lady, I tell them I want to continue the conversation. Then I set them up for a FaceTime call, and I tell them straight up, "Hey, look, I'm really excited to finish our conversation. Got such and such coming up, but I want to see you as soon as possible.
Sure.
So look, when are you available so I can give you a FaceTime?" Once I get them on a FaceTime, I immediately tell them how excited I was to talk to them. I'm like, "Man, I have this is going on today, but I couldn't wait to get on the phone with you." And then this is the thing. If it was a while before I seen them, or I seen them prior, then I'm going to compliment them on something that is non-physical. The earrings, the glasses they had on, the outfit they had on, now if I have to go physical, the eyes or the smile is I'm complimenting, right?
Beautiful.
And then I'm going to assure them that we're gonna have a good conversation. I'm like, well, look, I just want to make sure I get to know you. I tell them, and I already know it's gonna go well. So assuming it's gonna go well, I gotta see you this week, or I gotta see you next week. Now, when you do that and you let them know that you're fully interested, it's very basic sequence.
No, that's good though.
You let them know they're gonna be comfortable enough. They're gonna be laughing, they're gonna be blushing, and you just gotta make sure you hit them with those questions. But for the setup to establish a level of comfort when you're not in their physical presence, just detailing how excited you are and being complimentary of them on something that's non-sexual, non-physical, I think is going to be the best approach.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that approach because what it does is it taps into human nature. And human nature is the number one need for every human being is the need for significance. When you tell a person that I want to talk to you, I want to talk to you, I want us to finish our conversation, now they feel significant.
Yeah.
And so that's what you're doing. So I love that.
You know what? Another thing too, I would add that I think guys overall can do better on is even pre-date, before the date. I think guys make a lot of mistakes because I think one of the best thing a woman can do before she even goes to that date is be absolutely excited.
Oh yeah,
about your date.
True.
So you got to really know how to create excitement about your experience. Create like a level of mystery about your experience. Don't give her the whole agenda about what's about to happen. But you do give her a little bit of detail so she can prepare.
Right.
Get her mind kind of running about it. You do got to be able to talk to her a little bit before the date because you don't want to hit her up an hour before the damn date and be like, "We still on? You still pulling up?" You know? And you know, the woman didn't know what the hell was happening. She's a little lost, she's a little confused. But if you know how to build excitement before the date, because it's a lot of brothers who are getting ghosted, like you said.
Right.
Like a lot of brothers are either not having the woman show up at all, having the women cancel on them, right? Which is disrespect.
And the funny thing about it is on the show that I'm on, Unfaithful Contact, we were talking one day, just people behind the scenes. And people think that men are the only ones that do that. I was like, you kidding me? Women ghost just as much as men.
Oh,
absolutely.
Goodness, probably more.
Or more.
Probably more.
And so what I'm telling you is ghosting is not a gender problem. Ghosting is a communication problem. Because if me and you are not in alignment, the truth is, how come I can't say we're not in alignment? How come I can't say it?
Yeah.
Either I can't say it because I don't know what to say, or I can't say it because I'm afraid of how you're going to react. So, because if either way, remember, poor communicator, either way, if that's the case, what am I going to do? I'm going to avoid it. And then I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'll cut this off. And that's the way they do it. People do that stuff all the time, man. And I'm telling you, what it does, it just perpetuates more poor communication.
So what I actually want you to do is we spoke on this. We didn't go deep into it, and it's time to, because you talked about the difference between chemistry and compatibility.
Right.
So first of all, you broke down chemistry and you kind of broke down compatibility, but really go deep into compatibility now. Because now how we understand that chemistry is an illusion, it's a feeling, it's not even real, it's nothing we can really build off.
Okay.
But how do I really know now if I'm compatible, Coach Ken, with somebody?
Okay. First off, let me start this conversation by saying you're going to need more than just what I'm about to tell you. You're going to need to be taught. And so here's the thing, and I'm going to give you the game. But why is it that y'all tell me this, why is it that everything we're great at, our jobs, great at podcasts? I think I said this the last time I was here, because you got training, somebody coached you, mentored you. How could you get great at your job? But why is it that relationships are the one thing we get no coaching, no training, no mentoring, nothing, but we expect it to be good? And I always say you cannot expect to profit from something you haven't invested in, because most people haven't got any training on communication, conflict resolution, any of that. So if you've never gotten any training on determining, how do you determine if somebody's compatible with you? Well, I'm about to give you the game right now.
Let's hear it.
So first off, here's how you start. And I'm speaking in Miami this weekend, and I'm going to talk about this.
Okay.
I said, the first thing you got to do is you got to know who you are, what you like, what you want.
Yes.
And I always tell people, if you want a relationship, the first thing you have to do is you got to know you. So I want you to write down 10 things. 10 things. And I want you to go through this list, 10 things that you must have. First, I start with 20. And then I say, okay, 6-figure guy. He must be respectful. Leadership. Shit they say, because they don't even know what it means when you say, okay, he's got to be a leader. Most people don't know what that means.
Right.
And then I said, okay, now break it down to 15. Okay, scratch out 5 of them. All right. Then now we're going to do 10 of them. 10 things I must have in a relationship. Because what you're doing is now you're tapping into your own subconscious and saying, okay, I must have a woman that is ambitious. I must have that. Okay. I must. And so when you break it down, then I say, give me 5 things. I break it down to 5 things I must have. They must. And so now you got to scratch off a lot of things. Like, he must be 6 feet tall. He must be. And so when you get down to these 5 things, these are things that are absolute must. Then, okay, then what I say, once now I know what I must do. Okay, now watch this. Then beside the 5 things, I write down why I must have them in relation to who I am, why they're important, why they're an absolute must I have them in my life. And so what you're doing is now you're getting the 101 lesson in who you are.
Okay.
Okay, you follow me?
Yeah.
Now, if you have to stop with 10, I say get down to 5 because I crystallize what it is I want. Okay. Yeah. But if you have to stop at 10, but you start at 20 and you get 10, at least 10. Don't know, not 11, not 9, but 10. Okay. Then you have to write on each one why I must have it, why it's important to me. All right. Because a lot of times we're going to find out the things we think that are important to us aren't really that important to us. And we don't really know unless we ask ourselves, our subconscious, why is that important to me? Why must I have that? Okay. Then second step 2, after I do that, then when I start dating, I have to learn how to ask subconscious questions like the ones I did tonight. What I do is I say, listen to this. I said, based on the 10 things I must have, I create 10 subconscious questions based on those 10 things. Now, notice what I just said. If I've got to have a guy making 6 figures, then finances are important to me. That's on my top 10, right?
Yeah.
So I've got to have some subconscious questions to ask based on finances. Subconscious questions. Like, for instance,
how does that work? Yeah, please.
Like, give you so you want to, what you really want to know is how they handle money, right? You want to know how to handle money.
Okay.
So if you lost everything tomorrow, Dashawn, tomorrow, how would you rebuild it? What would you do? We got 3 years to rebuild it. What would you do? Now I understand how you view money. You follow me?
Wow.
So I got 10 questions that Coach Ken taught me to ask, 10 questions that are based on my 10 things that I need. And watch this. Let me show you how to go deep into that subconscious mind. So I asked the question based on the financial thing that I'm wanting to find out, right? I would say you might get 2 questions per. And then when you answer what you would do to rebuild in 3 years, I want y'all to write this down. There are 6 words I use that's going to go deep into your subconscious. It's going to be elementary as hell.
6 words.
Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Stuff we learned in elementary school. Now watch this.
That's subconscious.
It's going to go into your subconscious. I'm about to go.
Okay.
So you're going to tell me what you would do to rebuild it. And then I'm going to simply pull out one of those words. Why would you use that technique to rebuild it? Now I'm going deeper. Then I would say, okay, how would you do that based on what you just said you would do? All I'm doing is taking those 6 questions and going deeper and deeper into your subconscious. See what I just did?
Yeah. I see that.
And so all I got to do, if you tell me I learned 3 things from my mother, these are the 3 things I learned from my mother, and I would say, well, why were those 3 things important? Why were they important to you? How did they affect your life now? When did you realize those things were that important? Notice what I'm doing. I'm going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into your subconscious. I'm finding out more and more about you. And then I journal. I'm going to go home and journal the answers. I'm going to write down what you said.
Oh my God.
And then when you write down what he said, I'm going to compare it to my list. The first thing I said I needed. All of my things. And now I can find out, are you in alignment? The problem people have in this, and they try to ask every damn question that night. No, it's not how you do it. What you do is you get to know the person, you begin asking it conversational. So the first night we meet, I might ask you one question, just one, based on just one thing. And that one thing we begin to have a conversation about. I'm not asking you, and then I want to just see. And what happens is a lot of women think, or men think, well, they're going to think I'm interrogating them. I said, no, not if you make it conversational. They're going to think you're interesting.
Honestly, you know what? I'm going to keep it real with you. A woman that asks very deep questions, I've never felt like she was being interrogative. Because what typically happens, what's more likely to happen, I've actually never been on a date where I felt like a woman was being interrogative. I've more so experienced a woman giving shallow answers.
Right.
I've more so experienced that when I try to go deep, she can't go there with me.
Right.
I've more so experienced somebody willing to talk more about themselves than ask questions that go deep. So I think even the fear of coming off as an interrogator is not even a real fear, because I don't even think we're that close to asking such great questions where we're even close to coming off as being interrogative, because the questions that you're asking, if a woman was to ask me that, it will cause me to do one of these, like, ooh.
Exactly.
Like really sit back and think. And that, to me personally, especially, that's a dope conversation to me.
It's a conversation. And let me tell you why you would sit back. Because it's not in your conscious mind. Those answers are not in your conscious mind.
Yeah.
The answer to those questions reside in your subconscious. So I gotta sit back and think about the answer, because I gotta go searching. And for those of you who don't know, your subconscious mind is much like a computer with file cabinets in it. It's where all of your experiences are, your beliefs, your emotions. And so to find it, I gotta go check into a file cabinet and say, this is what I learned from my mother. This is how it's affected me, right? And so now the true person is starting to answer, rather than how many kids you got. But you can still ask those. Like Carla said, she wanted to know how Dre spent his day. Conscious questions. You combine those conscious questions with the subconscious questions, but most people don't ask subconscious questions because they don't know. They don't know how.
And you can't ask that on the first question.
No.
That's the thing about it. I remember we kind of went over that too. I remember when we was in sales, the hardest thing for a salesperson to do is to actually identify the true deep problem behind why somebody wants to buy something.
Right.
Not asking those just basic questions of, hey, what do you want to buy? How long have you been in the market to
Right.
buy it?
Right.
You know, but like when you know how to actually, we used to call it dig deep.
Right.
When you know how to dig deep, you find the source of the problem, right? And it's very similar when we talk about this. It's not about asking, 10 different questions over a span of somebody's life.
Right.
It's about achieving depth in
That's
one
what it
area.
is. Yes.
And that's so interesting because that truly is like, it's been certain people, and y'all probably can feel me on this too, but it's been certain people, man, Ken, that I've probably known for years. I'm talking, 5s to 10s of years. And there have been other people that I may have met in just one or few conversations later in my life. And I feel like I've achieved more depth with somebody in just maybe a days to weeks of fascinating conversation of depth and true meaning than people that I've known over years of time.
Yeah. And that's what, but you said the key word, depth.
Yeah.
Most of us don't know how to get deep. We don't know how. And some of us don't want to. We don't want to.
It's a fact.
We don't want to because it taps into a part of us that we're unwilling to plateau. It taps into a place in us that we're unwilling to go.
That's man. First of all, the breakdown of chemistry and what
Compatibility.
I keep thinking collaboration. Chemistry and compatibility probably save somebody in here because the whole first half of my dating life, I can honestly admit I have been chasing chemistry. I was chasing that feeling you get when you vibing, that vibe. That's what we call it. That's the vibe. That's the chemistry.
Yes.
But chemistry is a vibe.
Yes.
Chemistry is not practical.
It is what chemistry is. It's an attractor factor. Chemistry is an attractor factor. But when you're talking about staying, I always say chemistry will attract you. Compatibility will keep you. That's it.
Yeah.
And so until and most people, they get stuck in chemistry when the chemistry is done. Because we don't know about emotions. Emotions are ebbs and flow. Ebbs and flow. I mean, because love is an action word. Well, love is about oneness. And oneness doesn't mean that I'm always going to like my wife because she get on my nerves sometimes, but I'm always going to love her. We're always one. And my actions represent that oneness.
Man, let me tell y'all something right now. First of all, I know y'all feeling this. I need y'all to do me a favor real quick. Can y'all please, because we still only got, I seen the like stop. I know y'all fall into the conversation. Y'all loving it. Y'all listening. But let me just pull you out real quick and just quickly, let's get to 650 real quick.
Give me 650.
We pretty much we about to hit 900
likes.
people. And the fact that we don't have 650 in here really don't make sense. So just hit the thumbs up button for us. I know it's not a new people flowing up in the conversation. And listen, I need you to go ahead and get this to 650 because we got to get this conversation out. It's going to save somebody.
Shout out to Kashif, the logo, man. Seems like people like that Harley and Love logo. So shout out to him. Shout out to Ernest Gray, who just joined the membership. Love when the fellas join the membership. Shout out to Kay Ann. He says, ghosting can be safer for women, especially early in dating. That's the thing. Some of these guys is nuts, Ken. So the ghosting may be an effective strategy. Some of these guys is nuts.
Some of them are. Some of the women are nuts too.
That's damn sure right.
But for the most part, why if they're so nuts, why the hell are we in there with them anyway?
That's a good point.
I mean,
that's a good
but
point.
what I'm saying is, y'all listen. But okay, I buy what the person is saying. I buy that a little bit of that. I would say 15% of that. But the other 85% is just don't want to deal with it. The other 85% don't want to. They don't know how to communicate when it's something hard. And so what they rather not is communicated.
No, I agree with you.
So they running.
Yeah.
And
it's easier to do that.
There's also signs when a guy is a little emotionally unstable. I think sometimes women feel a little pressure, maybe a little lonely.
I agree. There's some of that. Yeah.
But and shout out to Carla, by the way. Carla is like, yo, put some respect on my name. She's like, listen, coach. That's the dating app guys. I'm not. She leaving the dating app guys in the dust. So I don't really think that's because Carla is like, look.
Oh no!
Explain the coach. I just ain't out here no serial ghoster. But
no, okay. Carla,
yeah.
I don't believe Carla is a serial ghoster. I don't. I think she's a wonderful person who knows what she wants. I do think that. I just said when she said about the ghosting.
Yeah.
She's like, I'd rather ghost.
I think she's leaving the dudes on day naps on red, which
no,
there's nothing wrong with that.
But that's different though.
Yeah.
That to me, that's not ghosting.
Right, me too.
Yeah.
That's not ghosting.
Shout out to Larry Love. He sent over 2. He says, I love the dating segment y'all did. It was great. First off, Larry Love needs to come on the dating segment.
What I want, yes.
And then he says, dating and relationships are just hard nowadays. I go back and forth with staying single for life or a relationship. The older I get, the more I'm set in my ways. I'm not dealing with drama from a woman's kids or past. Larry, okay, look, we're gonna have to get Larry for the one-on-one coaching. And we're gonna have to get Larry on the Harley and Love. And Larry, don't be coming with that. Don't be coming with that energy.
Said, this is so awesome.
Oh,
wow.
Shout out to the wife.
We might have to bring her up here.
Mrs. Canyon
So
was
she give us the real, the real, the low.
Right.
The low. But no, so this is the thing. Ken, you've been killing it. You've been crushing it tonight. Shout out to Dominique. I'm gonna ask her a question.
And what I want to, before you go to this question, I want to let y'all know, because we don't have Ken all night, please send your super chats in, guys, because I know y'all have questions. We did not hit the initiation hotline tonight. So the way we're going to answer your questions is here on the super chat. So get those in before the night goes out. But go ahead, Ryan.
How do you know you have chemistry with someone and it's not a narcissist behavior or love bombing? Like, how do you know it's chemistry, it's genuine chemistry and not just love bombing?
When you collect data, when you use my formula. See, what happens is, and that's a great question, but the reason why you don't know is because you're relying on your emotions. Because your emotions will deceive you. Your emotions will make you think that the relationship is something that it's not, especially, and then when you introduce sex in there, then you got this hormone release of this love cocktail, the oxytocin, dopamine, and the serotonin, and all of a sudden,
You high.
Then all of a sudden you have a love high. Especially he done slapped that ass a few times, and now you just feeling it. And then, I mean, let's keep it. Let's keep it a buck. That's what's happening.
Hardly
and then all of a sudden he done made you quiver and shake and start crying. Next thing, all of a sudden you believe I'm in love. But what happens is this love cocktail of hormones that's released, it actually masquerades as love, but it's not. It's lust. And so when you take the collecting part of it, the collecting part is using the logical part, combine compatibility part with the chemistry part. But most people take in the 2C methodology that it's collect, then connect. But if you take off the collection, it's just connection, and it's not really a connection, it's an illusion.
I get it. Shout out to Anna Dominique for always sending in those super chats. And Anna, I mean, this is the thing. If you blushing, you excited to see that person, you're a little upset when you're not getting the attention that you think you deserve. All of that is signs that you got some chemistry building with that person. And me personally, I think lust is very important in a relationship for a man, particularly to inspire lust out of his woman. Because this thing, I want my woman to be after me. I want her trying to rip my clothes off when I walk into the room. But if you thinking about something that person, that statement, the I love you statement, versus thinking about your experience and how future experience is going to be with that person, then I would say that would be a big difference between you focusing on somebody that's love bombing you and you actually having that general chemistry. And chemistry can be created in an instant. It can be created from the physical attraction. Sure. It can be created from the depth and deepness of a man's voice. It can be created from a man's attire and overall persona. And sometimes this thing, let's be real, ladies, it can be created based off who the man is around. And what you see on Instagram, you can create that level of chemistry. So it's okay with the chemistry, like Coach Ken is saying, but don't forget those other C's in there too.
And I'm going to be honest with y'all. If you're ever in a state where a man has expressed how he feels and you are confused about why he feels, how he feels, you probably getting love bombed. If you are in a place where you just started dating a brother and he's being expressive about his emotions, and you are absolute in a state of shock and confusion, you're probably being love bombed. Now, that's the thing about chemistry. It really is like chemistry. Like it's something that's happening inside of you that is so organic. Now, I would admit that we might not be able to build something long term, but it's something real that you feel. So you really won't question chemistry but love bombing just feels forced and inauthentic. And I think that's what truly makes it love bombing.
It doesn't feel authentic to the person who craves it. It doesn't feel, it's much like a person who's thirsty wanting water. For the person who craves it, who doesn't get it, and many times manipulators, narcissists, controlling people who they know when you're not getting it.
Yeah.
They know. And so once they feed you, it's almost like you real thirsty and you get a little bit of water, you want to drink up the whole. I remember when I played football, Joker holding the water bottle, just holding it, and everybody else thirsty. And what happens is they're thirsting for that because many of them are longing for that affirming, that validation. And the manipulator knows that because the manipulator has been around long enough. They know what to say and you know how they know?
How they know?
Because they've said it and they see how you react. They've done something, they see how you react.
Yeah.
Because it's more or less, it's not like I automatically just know, but all of a sudden I do something and see what you do. Then I say, okay, I know now. I know what you need. Now let me feed you. Let me give you all this. Let me overdose you with water. Let me waterlog you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's what happens. And then your emotions, all of a sudden, you want it. It's like a drug. It's a drug. And you want it so badly to believe it. And then you look past all this other stuff that you see. You see it.
Yeah.
But you look past it because you want the drug. The crack addict knows the crack gonna kill their teeth, lose the weight, lose the job. They know.
Yeah.
But they don't care because I want that hit that bad.
Damn. Never want that hit that bad, folks. Never want that hit that bad. And man, I just love having Coach Ken on the show, man. I honestly feel, I was telling Ryan this the other day, man, it's not many people that we've had on the show, Coach, that I feel like just about whatever we throw at you, you just can eat it up and spit back out a framework.
Can and willing to take down.
And will give people something so practical that they can apply into their lives, that can allow them to avoid some BS, get out of some BS, or, just never even experience some BS just because of the game that you got. And that is special.
I appreciate that, man. I realize that my gift is I can make, and I always tell my wife, my gift is making complex things simple.
Yeah.
I do. I can. And I know what my gift is. My gift is empowering people and to help transform their mind. I'm great at that. I can't do technology stuff. I can't do all of that. But one thing I can do is, number one, transform people's lives. I can communicate well, and I can teach other people how to communicate well. I can teach other people how to stay in relationships and be in a good relationship. That's what I'm great at. Anything else, you make the rest, I let somebody else do the rest.
But Coach, you got something special for the people, right?
Because I got something real special.
Happening right now. And look, shout out to the people that stayed in this chat that's in here, because I've been waiting to let y'all know Coach Ken Canyon is coming to ATL, Georgia in real life. I know y'all want to meet this brother here in real life. We got to tell him what's to come.
All right. So y'all, a lot of you probably don't know that I'm on this MTV show called Unfaithful Calling the Act, me and Tammy Roman. Tammy Roman is the host. It comes on at 2:00 on Tuesday nights. If you hadn't seen it, go watch it over. The finale was last night. We did 10 episodes. And the finale was last night. And I am, as a result of this, I have decided I'm doing this. I want to get in this TV game. So I reached out to, and some people reached out to me from Netflix and Prime, Amazon Prime.
Ooh,
and I'm putting together this show in person because I want to put together couples too. But I got this thing called Intimate Conversations Unfiltered coming to Atlanta on the 7th, October 7th. Listen, here's the deal.
This next weekend.
This next weekend, y'all. Next weekend. I hope y'all can come through. Y'all gonna be there, right?
I'm gonna be.
Yeah, we'll come through. We're coming through.
I'm just come through.
Hardly initiated. Hardly initiated. Gonna be up in that joint.
MTV up in there. We're trying to get a deal.
We're gonna trying to get a deal.
Right.
And so what I want you to do, I want you to be in the audience because we have a show. It's gonna be, think of it, y'all, like wilding out for relationships, but it ain't gonna be that wild. And we've sold a lot of the tickets. The guys at Harley Initiated, you guys have decided to offer it to your audience.
Yeah.
We only have 50 tickets, 40 tickets left in person, but you can get the tickets online.
And it's low cost.
Low cost. The online tickets only $15.
And then what's the in person?
$25.
It's 20. Man, drop it. Man, drop it. We're gonna drop the link here in the chat. And we also
here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you come, we're gonna have food, wine. We're gonna have all of that. This ain't about us. Y'all see, this ain't about us making money. This is about us having good-looking people in the place so we can sell it to Prime and Netflix.
you might need to charge for 50.
Oh, I get it. It's a live filming.
It's a live filming. You got 4 cameras there. I mean,
I get
live
it.
Oh, it's like Family Feud in that joint.
Oh, no, but it's different though. You know how I do it.
Yeah.
And so anybody out there, men, Dre, I want you to come to this, Dre, because I got some people that I want you to meet.
Oh, hey, Dre will pull up.
Dre,
pull
I
up.
want
Dre,
you
you
to
gonna be
come. Get the link here, y'all. If you can't watch it online, it's gonna be dope. When I tell you it's gonna be dope, y'all, it's gonna be dope.
I get it. So you filming a new concept.
Yes.
The key, just like Wilding Out or something like that. The
Yeah.
key
It ain't
is to
quite
have
Wildin'
no.
Out, but I get you.
I mean, like
Different
in
sets.
terms of you got a set where you need beautiful, good looking people to be there.
Yes.
Ideally, you locate in Atlanta or can easily get to Atlanta.
Right.
You come out there, look good, you social, you gonna
Okay.
eat, drink, socialize, and
Got the wine,
meet
got the
people. Yeah,
food.
I like that. I like that.
It's gonna be all that.
Ken,
I'll be out there with my mask
you
on.
gonna have us. What we gonna do? We gonna be a part of it or what?
Y'all gonna be a part of the show. Y'all don't even know what y'all gonna do. Hey, Ryan.
I gotta talk to my people.
Right.
man.
He'll just run into the fire.
Right. He didn't know what's going on.
No, but I like you guys to be there because listen, think about it, man. Number one, people get to meet people too.
Mm,
See that?
yeah.
They get to meet people in a social environment where we're gonna have a DJ too. But it's not everybody just dancing. It's people just mingling.
It's a live social.
And I'm creating this show where everybody gets to participate in a way that they don't expect.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, guys, if you happen to be in Atlanta or you close to Atlanta, we're gonna go out there just to show love to Ken.
I appreciate
we will.
You
We
gonna
will.
be out there. I mean, you represent for MTV. We got to make sure we out there looking good, making sure you look good.
Oh, fresh
So,
cut,
like I
fresh
said,
cut.
guys, very
Fresh
low
cuts.
cost, $25 in person. We're gonna stop through. If y'all come through, you get a chance to meet us, and we'll have a conversation. And I mean, that's it. I mean, it's just straight up.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
Simple
good
as that.
time. We're
Yeah.
gonna have a good. I mean, we a good time anyway. I ain't gonna lie. Ken, good people, man. Ken is like who you want to have at the damn cookout. Like Ken is. Ken, I would invite Ken over hands down or something. I gotta go. He just who y'all see through these camera screens is who we are exactly when these cameras cut off.
That's true.
That's just really
Yeah.
what it is.
We actually had a question coming in because Ken, I know you got to go, but I did want to answer. Guys, hurry up! You got 5 minutes. Send as many super chats as you can. For
Send it in.
Send the
We wrapping
super
it up,
chats.
baby.
Send the super chats.
A Marie.
Okay.
A Marie, the one. I like that. A Marie, the one. She says, how do you continue to vet someone who is relocated overseas due to their military commitment, or should you wait until they return?
Good question, Marie.
Because I heard some rumors about the people overseas.
Yeah, I would. When a person goes overseas, they got a lot going on. They got a lot on their minds. They got a lot. What I would say is, I would still keep it fun. I would still, ask some questions. But what I would do is, if they're going to be over there for a finite amount of time, they're coming back. What I would do is just make it fun, get to know them in a way of this person is fun. Because, if you're overseas in the military, you're dealing with we don't know what they're dealing with. We don't know.
Well, I know it's like high school. It's like high school. Like it's a small community.
Yes.
Everybody doing everything.
Everybody doing. A lot of people are doing everything.
Right. And it's very close quarters. So and when you overseas like that, you only on the base. Everything that you're doing is on the base. And if you got time to leave the base, you dealing with a lot of times you in places where you can't even relate to the people because it's just foreign situation. So a lot of times those connections can be a little bit too close. So I'm not trying to be grim on the situation.
How you know?
I just dated some women in the military, and they tell me the situation.
For real.
They have told me the situation.
So
they told me how it
if
is.
she over in the next tent, I'm gonna slide through.
Let me tell you something. If she got some military experience, I'm a little nothing. Nothing. I'm gonna hold my thought. Hey, I support the troops.
No, I would simply say this. I don't know how long they're going to be gone. I don't know, but I would keep it light, and I would try to get to know the person, basically just getting interested in what they're interested in. That's how I would do it. And then I would talk about what their future looks like too. But I wouldn't bombard them with stuff. But I would talk about what they see. Here's what I would do, Marie. This is what I would do. I would call Coach Ken and come up with strategic questions that I can ask the person based on where we are and where we want to go.
But would you be exclusive with somebody in the military? Or would you just keep your options open and date for the most part?
I would be exclusive if I trusted them. I mean, if I wanted to be, yeah, why not? So, because what you're insinuating, you're presupposing that there's going to be some mistrust there because there could be misdeeds.
No, it's going to be some neglect there. That's kind of that's the problem with those relationships. It's built in neglect.
Well, I was in a relationship when I left high school. Went to college on a football scholarship. She was in Atlanta. We didn't make it, but it's a similar situation. Because distance, it's no different than a person on the East Coast dating somebody on the West Coast they met on a dating app. It's no different.
Well, I mean, the difference is if y'all want to bust it out for a weekend, y'all can bust that trip, but he can't. He literally cannot leave his post at times. And that brother might be somewhere in Dubai or Pakistan where it ain't just a little $300 3-hour flight. It's gonna be a whole lot of situations. That's my issue. You
know what? I did a video on how to navigate long distance relationships, and one day we'll talk about it. But I think this is a long distance relationship, and you have to navigate it much the same like you would any other long distance relationships.
Oh my God, Ken! Yeah, they've been asking us for somebody to come on here and break that down. That's a
long distance. Yeah,
that's another day, Ken.
That's a good show.
Yeah, we got
let me tell you. The long distance relationship, they've been asking for that.
Yeah,
that's some good games.
Some special parameters, and you have to handle just a tad bit different.
Ooh, so hey,
it is some special situation.
Hey, look, he already kind of gave y'all. He already hinted to what's coming. All right. You already know the Harley Initiator OG has spoke.
But hey, Marie, if that's your man. hey, Marie, if that's your man, that's your man. So, don't let us tell you different. You just want to make sure the trust is within. Trust is within.
It is.
And anything that he wants to do or not to do, it's not going to be because of you. It's going to be because of him and what he stands on. So you just want to make sure that you got those values, that he got his values in check. You ask those questions that Ken is talking about so you can get to the subconscious level to see how this man thinks. And just make sure that he got a date that he gonna come back to you.
You cannot have a surface level long distance relationship.
Yeah,
it cannot exist and be healthy. All right. I would argue that you can't have any surface level relationship and be healthy, but especially not that connection got to be strong with that distance that's built in. I'm telling you. Especially with a brother like that's going to be, again, with that built-in neglect that just typically comes with that relationship.
She said just for context, said he's been gone for, he has to leave for 6 months. It's 4 months left.
That ain't so bad. That's not like basic training or something like that.
That's not bad. I mean, that's doable. I mean, and what I'll say, listen, anybody that comes out, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something for the Harley Initiated people. If you come out to my event on next week, or if you buy a virtual ticket, or if you come out to my event, this is what I'm gonna do. And all you have to do is email me. Harley Initiated got the link. I am going to give you my Just Ask ebook, and it's got all the subconscious questions in it, over 250 subconscious questions in it that help you determine how to get to the subconscious. If you get a ticket from their link and email me at CoachKenCanyon@gmail.com, I'll give it to you free. Or if you come next week with you guys, I'll give it to the people free.
Listen, you telling that to 820 people in the room right now. Shout out to Lydia. She wants you to come out to London. Lydia, we love you because she always saying Lydia be like, at the top of the show, Lydia be like, I'm going to sleep. 3 hours later, she's like, good night. Shout out to Lydia. And shout out to Emily. She says, I need you and Tammy Ken, but she's in Florida.
You got to reach out. You got to reach out to the producers. They'll come They'll be glad to come you. Work that out. Work that out.
Hey, but look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You guys got so much game today. I thank everybody that stayed on here and hung in here all the way to the end. If you're watching a pre-record, if you're live, we dropping that link in the description here. I want y'all to be out there with Coach Ken Canyon in the flesh.
Yeah.
And again, Harley Initiated, we will be out there as well. So that's gonna be super dope. But listen, y'all already know, before I let you guys go, I must ask that everybody, please, guys, subscribe to this channel.
Yes.
Those subscribers have such a tremendous impact on the talent that we can get, so we can keep talent coming on here, the same caliber. We're gonna try hard. It's hard to get
they ain't on the same caliber as me now.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
I mean, you got some good guests. Hell of a guest. Don't I call you about that?
You tell us all the time we got good
but
guests.
they can't touch me.
But they can't tell. Okay,
touch me.
so we can get talent as close as we can to the caliber of Coach Ken Canyon. I need y'all to hit that subscribe button, please.
Oh,
And
yes.
listen,
Shout out to Leslie. Shout out to VJ once again. Shout out to Pamela. Everybody sending in those super chats and those cash apps and those
Yes, guys.
PayPals. We appreciate
the
all of
Cash
that.
App and PayPal link is in the description, so y'all can always send those. That's really how we keep the lights on and how we make a living, because we are full-time in this business to give to you guys every single Monday night, Wednesday night, and Sundays at 5 p.m. We committed to this, y'all. We all in, pushed all the chips in.
Yeah.
So that is what it is.
Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think about the episodes. Let us know what you think about future guests. Let us know what you think about the segments. Send us all the ideas you have. We love them, and we're going to put them in play.
We read every comment, whether or not we respond, y'all. Every comment, every DM, every email, we read it, so nothing is in vain. We're going to build this thing together, y'all. And the more you guys let us know what you want, the more we feed it. Because listen, we really do love all of the initiates in here. And listen, we're going to go ahead and close this thing out. Y'all can hang out in here and have a good time. Please go ahead and join this membership. I want to see 5 initiates join before we get up out of here. I want to see some elite initiates in here if we can. Let's go ahead and just get 5. That's light, y'all. That's light on a light night. But listen, we love you guys, and y'all already know, hardly initiated. We are out.